Okay,
Yeah.
so are you guys gonna have us sit
We're-
here the
we're-
whole
Wait.
time?
Wait.
We are literally.
We're live.
And we're back.
Oh my god.
We are back.
Oh shit.
Okay, so I have things.
All right.
This I pick a color. I figured
I want
it's
red.
gonna be red.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be your microphone. Squishy.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Blue.
And then okay.
Wait,
but
wait,
these
wait,
but
wait.
these are gonna be for like the forever podcast like guests, I figured. So these are gonna be like the guest mic things.
Okay, deal.
What do you want? There's green.
Blue.
You want
No,
blue?
I want blue.
You want blue?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want blue. I
You
wanted to make
blue.
You wanted blue?
No.
Oh. I was like, well,
Yellow?
I'll switch with
Okay.
you, boo boo.
Good, because I wanted the green one when
I can't believe I got red. I'm so
I know.
excited.
I figured.
My life is so much better
Yeah,
now.
it was like
These-
this whole pack was like $12 at the
Yeah.
audio store.
Check,
I was
check.
like, this would be like a sweet thing. I
No,
just
you gotta
can't do
take
it.
the
on-
black off, honey.
Oh yeah,
Oh, she broke it.
Gabby.
Oh
It's
my
okay.
God.
You're not yellow anymore.
You're not yellow anymore.
You're sunshine,
Got it.
gorgeous. You're
I'm green.
Man down.
Man down. I'll do it.
You guys should have seen her opening it.
I was like, why is it fitting?
Doesn't this muffle the sound? So
Yes.
it's not
It,
as
it
like
also
It's a pop filter.
yeah. It
Pop
also stops
filter.
your
Pop.
pop, pop, pop. Sick.
I'm
Sick.
live.
Sick.
All right.
I no
so-
longer have green.
That's all right.
It's okay.
I have black over here for you.
I no longer
Yellow's
have
down
green.
there.
Like your soul. Well, the yellow. I think the yellow's permanently done.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I thi-
yellow.
I'm,
All
not,
right.
I'm not trying to glue that.
So for that's the elder wand.
Is this the?
Are you going to introduce us?
Is this the wand that Sid used for her Halloween
No,
costume?
that's my wand.
Oh, this. Oh, okay. Okay.
That's
Darren's
that's the
wand.
elder wand.
Okay. Okay.
And
Hey,
we're
guys.
back.
I have my own wand. That's a lightsaber too. That's Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber.
Does it really work?
Yes.
Does it like old school lifesavers where you flick them out and
No,
they
you
light
hit
up?
the thing and the lightsaber part comes out.
Yeah.
All right, so we're live here. We have special guests for the first time ever.
Yeah, we have Gabby.
We have Gabbers, Mrs.
guys.
Harrison, and we have Hannah, the banana Lesniak.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
She was the maid of honor at the wedding.
Hell yeah.
Also pursuing a future in podcasting.
Yep.
So-
Welcome.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
All right. So, as per tradition of this podcast, we do a shot of pre-workout at the beginning of the podcast, so that
Every
way
time.
it's not stale. You have plenty of energy, it keeps it up, and also we've slightly become addicted to it over time.
Yeah.
So today,
Amanda's gotten into it too.
today we are doing Bang because we have the girls here, so it's Bang time.
Nice.
Master Blaster, which we have done also recently. But
Class.
so what
Perfect.
we're gonna do here is I'm gonna pour them and then we slam them. Hannah,
Yeah.
That's not a shot, Darren.
we drink
It
it
is
to
a shot.
completion.
Yeah, but you guys are working out after this.
No,
Gabby
we're
and
not.
I.
We're
We
not
haven't
working
worked out in a minute.
Yeah, it's
we're
been
not,
like
we're
several
not working out of
months.
this, and it's not. This isn't that strong for you girls. That's why I made two different ones.
No.
So yeah, this is for you.
Nice.
This is for
Thank you.
Gabby.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And
Thank
this
you.
is
Nailed
for
it.
Zach and I.
Nice.
Hannah, did you see the picture of Sydney over there? Look, right next to Darren.
It's in the picture frame.
The neck.
Happy birthday, Squid.
She's with us on every podcast.
Yeah, every time. I went and bought the picture frame so it didn't. The napkin didn't get ruined.
She's your guardian angel.
Yeah.
sure is.
She's one of the mascots.
All right.
'Cause
Cheers, everyone.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Eh.
Oh,
Oh shit. Oh my.
Mine's out.
It's out again.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay, I need to get one of these new cables.
Oh, no, I'm not. There
That
I am.
needs to be that
That's not,
side.
that's not how we
Okay.
roll here, Hannah. Thank you.
There we go.
Gabbers?
Yeah, babe.
It's all powder at the end of the glass.
There. It's okay.
Ugh.
Good job, girls.
Thank you.
So, wait. So, are we recorded too right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Can
all
they-
recorded.
This is
It's-
live,
Yeah,
baby.
you,
No,
you
can
can
they
see
see
us here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so if
So-
you guys see my skin break out in a rash, you know it's because Darren made me take a
It's
pre-workout.
gonna be fine. We'll dial down
It's not
the
gonna be that
resolution.
bad.
We'll dial
you
down.
didn't have to snort pre-workout
yeah.
ever.
Zach
so-
lost. Zach lost a bet to me and then had to snort pre-workout while
And then
wearing
wear that shirt.
while wearing a blouse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
It was one of our
It
best.
sounds great.
One of
Yeah.
our best
It
episodes.
was pretty
Yeah,
fabulous.
it was terrible. I haven't seen Darren's skills until that day.
I thought Gabby's.
Whoa. Who did that?
Was it me? It's not.
I can't hear myself.
That was weird.
Yeah. Can you hear it now?
Gabby,
Yeah.
it was the ghost that you saw earlier
I
can't
today.
hear
She
myself.
can't hear now.
You can't hear now?
I can
No.
hear.
Oh, there I am.
Okay. I hate this cable.
That's
oh my
fine.
gosh,
Throwing-
it's
I'm
okay.
throwing Gabby's cable away until after.
Wasn't Boogie on the podcast before?
She made
Oh.
a quick cameo,
Oh,
but she
okay.
was not
Well,
a guest.
let's not
Yeah.
water it down. I did take a pre-workout
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then
depending
how-
on your perspective,
Powder,
Gabby
honey.
was like the first guest, but it was like an in and out thing. Hey, out.
Yes.
You guys are both the actual like.
Sometimes you'll hear
real
me in
deal
the
now.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck, Darren?
Yeah.
Or something.
Darren, get up here and do this stuff.
What is?
It's the ghost.
Whose
that I-
is it?
It is.
It's mine.
Why?
I don't know.
What is happening?
Is
Can
it,
I-
is it
okay.
hers?
Maybe because
I
I'm
think it
wearing
is.
blue.
I think this cable's got something funky.
Something
with
goofy
It.
to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
So we're at it. Okay. So
yeah. Episode 43.
this is episode 43. We've done 40.
Wait, is this your episode?
This
42
is his
others.
episode.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, because
You're
I'm,
43.
'cause I'm
You're
43.
43.
Yeah.
Yay!
Darren Wendell Harrison.
All right,
Yeah.
we can.
All right,
chill.
we got it. We got it. We got it. So this is my lava lamp, and it's almost as old as you girls.
Why isn't it on?
It's on. It takes a little while for the lava to loosen up.
Oh.
How-
Yeah.
I used
20
to.
something
It's like 23 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never owned a lava lamp. I wanted to for a period of time, but
I had one that
Yeah.
was like a big one, which was awesome. It was like this big.
yeah.
Yeah. It was at Spencer Gifts.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Hot Topic, but
Whatever. Same
right.
diff.
So welcome to the podcast as our first guest. You can just blow the smoke out in front of you. It's fine. I
Yeah.
do. It's
I
not a
like to
big
be
deal.
polite.
That's okay.
Nice. Okay, so what we did is, I guess, when we first did our first episode of the podcast, we did the Becoming. So because it's a disc golf related podcast, we talked about how we got into disc golf. So since you guys aren't disc golfers, what we're going to do is we're going to go how you guys got to be friends, the two of you.
Okay.
Can I tell the story?
I'll
Yes.
fix it. Anything
Yeah,
that
you
I
can-
do.
you can chime in and
Go
fix
right
that.
ahead.
Okay, so how old were you guys when you became friends?
I was. Gabby's a year. Well.
Uh-oh. The
Ga-
banana bread's
Gabby's,
ready.
Gabby's got to go move the
I
banana
gotta go
bread.
move the banana
All
bread
right,
real
so
quick.
Hannah, you tell
okay,
us the
so
story.
I'll cover it.
Dun-dun-dun.
All right,
Dun-
watch out for the cables, honey.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
So-
like army crawl them probably. Sorry.
I was either 15 or 16. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think I want to say I was turning 16 in like a month or two.
Okay.
And Miss Gabriella was dating one of my good high school friends.
Yeah.
Shall we name him or no?
No, we don't use names.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
We can go with Larry.
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah, Larry. Dating Larry.
So
Yeah.
while she's gone, let's just get into it. This was like number what for her in high school? This was like 15th, 16th. Was she just like rolling through the population of the
No.
high school?
No,
You don't have to lie.
I'm not. This was
Okay.
her first ever boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh.
Her first ever real relationship.
Okay.
So she was with Larry,
Okay.
and that's how I met her.
He sounds hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
he's a
Yeah.
stud.
Yeah.
So they ended up breaking up. Gabby was either 14 or 15, and I was either 15 or 16 because there's a
I was 15 when we broke up.
you were
Or
okay.
maybe like 15 and a half, 16.
Yeah. So okay. Well, for the sake of the story, you'll be 15 and I'll be 16.
Okay.
Okay, so Gabby was 15, I was 16. They had broken up, and at that time, I was going through a friendship breakup. So it was just Gabby and I.
Okay.
It was just Boogie and I, and so we decided, fuck everyone else, we're going to become best friends.
Right.
And that's how our friendship started.
Bad
because
bitches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two separate people had hurt us, and so we were like, fuck all of you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I hated Hannah. Thought she was a bitch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Which
Yeah.
is true.
Yeah.
I am a bitch.
Nice.
She's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Only when I need to be, though. Listen, I'm not for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Han-
Well, I got a taste of it
Cheers to
upstairs when we were
that.
talking about someone in the disc golf world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Stories.
Hannah is willing to go from like 2 to 10 real quick to bring it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if like someone has wronged either Hannah directly or someone that she's like closely affiliated
Who
with.
I love.
Yeah, she's gonna
Yeah.
bring it and handle it real quick.
She's not.
I picked them up, trashed, they had a girls' night, and then Gabby gave
Which
me
one?
Gabby gave me the,
I was just about to say.
Like how many days ago?
oh, this is years ago.
Oh.
Gabby gave me the call. They're at Partridge Creek.
Cooper's
No,
Hawk.
not Partridge Creek. You
No,
Yeah.
downtown. No,
no, it was Partridge
No,
Creek. You were at the wine place at Partridge
Yeah,
Creek.
Cooper's Hawk.
Cooper's Hawk.
You picked us up from Cooper's Hawk.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then I
yeah.
took you to Cicerelli's. So I pick
Yeah.
up the girls. They're
With
trashed.
Sid.
Yeah.
They're at
Yeah.
Cooper's Hawk, and they're like blah blah, and they're trash. So I'm always trying to get them to go out dancing.
Yeah.
So I figured one, they're already trashed. Two, I'm driving. They have no option.
And Gabby and I love to dance. We're ex-dancers.
yes.
Yeah.
Ex-dancers.
We're strippers,
Not
guys.
strippers.
No, I'm
Oh.
strippers.
Oh my gosh.
I think once a dancer, always a dancer.
No,
Yeah.
competitive
Absolutely.
dancing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
It was a
It's
real
a thing.
gig.
Yeah, exotic.
so I
Exotic.
so I had him in the car drunk, and I was the truck, and I was driving. So I was like, we're going to Cicerelli's. So they
It was
didn't
like a
have
Wednesday night.
Yeah.
It was.
Where's
it was a
Cicerelli's at?
Wednesday night.
20. It's on Hayes between 21 and 22, or 22 and 23.
Okay. Yeah. No.
It's between Hall Road and 21.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
close.
Yeah, yeah,
He
It's not bad.
almost.
Anyways, you go on Hayes from Hall Road and you hit it. It's on the left.
Okay. So Cicerelli's.
So we're at Cicerelli's. They're
That's the
trash.
point.
So Gabby goes over. They don't have the dance floor set up, and there's like 50 people max in there. Probably like 30, but whatever. So Gabby goes over and starts dancing on a booth, like on
Okay.
the seat of a booth. She's like dancing.
Yeah.
And Sydney's over there dancing with her
And this
too.
was a section that they had already closed down for the night.
Okay.
Like
Right.
no one was over
Nice.
there.
Yeah.
So the waitress goes over to yell at them, and then Sydney realizes that they know each other, or at least know of each other. And then the girl's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like you get, like she didn't make a big deal out of it, but she's like, "Yeah, but you guys can't dance on the booth." And they were like, "Oh, okay, fine." And then Hannah was like, "What did that bitch say to you guys?" And then Sydney's like, "No,
Fight or
no."
flight.
Oh my God.
Sydney's like, no, it's fine. And Hannah's like, "Fuck that bitch." And then she realized like who she was, and realized that like she knew her. So then the other, like that girl had come over, and Hannah's like, "Yeah, what?"
You fucked so and so.
Yeah, like right off the gate.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
And she's like,
that's
yeah, I did. And I was like, me too.
Yeah.
Run
Yeah,
the clock, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was like, "What's the problem?" And I was trying to explain to Hannah. I was like, "She just didn't want him to dance on the seat. It's fine." And she's like, "No, fuck that." And then she looks at the girl. She's like, "You fucked whoever this other guy is." And she's like, "What?" And Hannah's like, "I know your business." I was like, "Oh my God."
You have to keep tabs on your exes. Duh.
Yeah. So it got a little heated, and then we got Hannah away from her, and then we just I just distracted the girls, and then probably half an hour later, I was like, "All right, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
It's time to go."
It was a great night.
Because it was a great
good
night.
Sounds
night.
amazing.
Who broke a glass? Didn't one of you guys break a glass at Cooper's Hawk?
Oh God.
I think Sydney
mean,
did.
we had 4 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
In like 3 hours.
And they were all free bottles
They were
of
all
wine.
free.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
'Cause
They get a lot of
Cooper's
free
Hawk, They
stuff.
have
Yeah.
like this little
Yeah.
like rewards program.
Well, I had my membership at the time.
Right,
So
exactly.
I got 2 free bottles of wine a month, and if you didn't use them, they transferred over to the next month.
So
Whoa.
we
Oh
my
smashed
gosh.
4 bottles of
Wine.
wine,
Yeah.
maybe like a salad each, if that.
Not. I think we only ordered an
like
appetizer.
an appetizer.
Yeah.
We were sloshed. I remember the waiter was like standing right behind us, staring.
Waiting for you guys to leave.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
When I got
awkward.
there-
we closed it down.
When
And
I got
she
there, they were so happy to see me because they were like, "Oh, you're here to take them out of here." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
They're like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
And it was like 10.
And
it
then
was,
they give you a free wine voucher.
Yeah. Like,
it
here you
was
go.
like 10 p.m. too on a Wednesday, so they were closing. They were
Oh,
like
yeah.
ready.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
they were good for you guys to go for sure.
Yeah.
They didn't care for us.
And she was probably pissed because she had to give us free bottles of wine.
Yeah. and-
True.
It
Yeah.
wasn't added into her. Well, we make sure
We made sure to tip her.
added it into her
Yeah,
tip, but
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like when we work at the restaurant, people have the coupon, the buy one get one free.
Oh, yeah.
And then you only get tipped on the one. You're
Yeah,
like,
and then you lose your shit.
"Thanks for coming in."
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorites were the people who are like super friendly and awesome, and then just like really get you at the end. It's
Verbal
like,
tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Love it.
great.
So
Thanks, dude.
she probably assumed we weren't going to tip her for the bottles of wine, but then she was happily surprised after.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
And then
Jerk.
the waitress at Cicerelli's probably didn't think that you guys were going to accost her, but then she was happily unsurprised.
Well, she can fuck off for all I care.
Yeah, she fucked that guy.
She fucked that guy. No.
She fucked that guy.
Oh my God.
All right, so then you guys were friends in high school, and
Yep.
then you guys like did some ride or die action, and then you guys took a break from being friends because
Yes.
you guys had a little bit of an issue,
We had a falling out.
a falling out.
Should we get into it?
We can get into it.
What was
Okay,
the
but
falling out
listen,
about?
if we're gonna get into it, we can't fight
It's
after.
the story. It's the Gabby and Hannah
I know we're
becoming.
not.
Yeah, this is the becoming.
Yeah, becoming again.
Yes.
So we had a little bit of a falling out because Gabby got a boy after she broke up with Larry. She got another boyfriend,
Frank.
Frank.
I was gonna say Steve.
Damn.
Yeah.
She got another boyfriend named Frank, and
Okay.
I was upset, not that she got a boyfriend, but that she stopped hanging out with me as
Yeah.
much as she did. So she would tell her mom, hey, John, if you're listening, she would tell her mom that she was spending the night over my house.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about this.
She would tell her mom that she was spending the night at my house and then go hang out with Frank. And I was like, what the fuck? If you're going to say you're spending the night at my house, actually come spend the night at my house. So then, whatever, they were dating. They ended up breaking up, and then I got a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, fine. If she's going to use that lie, then I'm going to use that lie.
So rude.
And so then she called me out on it.
Yeah.
Wasn't into it. No, not
Hannah,
at all.
scoot a little closer. I'm sorry. Like your chair
Oh.
closer. There you go. That's
I'm gonna
good.
get you
I'm
the
sorry.
camera.
And Boogie didn't like that,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
rightfully so. I didn't like it either. But at the time when
We were petty. We were young.
yeah. So
PAF.
So anywho, we had a falling out.
we had a little bit of an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then tensions were also high because there was a third friend that influenced some things. But
Steve.
No.
Steve.
No,
Oh.
it was,
Yeah.
a,
have
it
to
was a
call it a
guy.
girl.
Susie.
yeah,
Susie.
Susie.
Susie was
such
involved.
a fucking.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to swear on
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
this? Susie
Not.
is such a fucking slut.
No.
No slut
Susie.
shaming, though. We don't
No.
go for that.
We fully
We do
support
not
sluts.
Oh no, my thing.
Oh, I touched it.
Oh,
All right,
there
you
we
were
go.
back.
Okay, so anywho, there was the three of us.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Susie started becoming friends after Hannah and I had a fallout. We were already friends, but we started becoming a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And so Susie put in Gabby's ear all the bullshit that Susie and I were going through.
'Cause
Okay.
Susie and Hannah were really, really tight at one point, and then of course had some kind of falling out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so then later on, so it was them against me, and they would bully me on fucking social media.
Well,
Oh my God.
Okay.
They did. Don't let
That's
it.
a stretch.
Can I get,
It is
can I get
not a
unmarried?
stretch.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know I was involved with a
Is it too late
cyberbullying.
early? I don't know.
Cyberbullying?
I would
Slut
go.
shaming?
I think it'd go a
This is
little
our
bit of
worst
both
episode
ways.
yet.
However, we were definitely more adamant about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So then, fast forward, how
First of
many
all,
years?
I'm sorry that you went through that.
Where's my
so
apologies?
sorry.
You were cyberbullying.
I
Yeah.
was being cyberbullied.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry you had to resort to cyberbullying.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
I'm young and dumb.
so you guys are
So
going.
this was 2014.
There's a lot of hormonal changes going
Yeah,
on. You're
absolutely.
becoming women.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
some petty as
you.
fuck behaviors taking
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Slut shaming, cyberbullying.
We're-
So
Okay.
I do feel though, like when our friendship ended, I felt like
Took a break.
Yeah, when
it
we
didn't
took-
end. When your friendship
Right,
took a break.
when we took a break.
Well,
Yep.
it ended.
It
we
did.
ended it. I like,
But it's gotten back together.
Yes.
but we
Yeah.
ended it at that moment
Yes.
in
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
So
But
when our-
thank God it ended up just being a break
Right.
Yeah.
for all of us.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I know. Think of it. You would have never got to met me, Dee.
I know.
So when our friendship ended, I knew mine and Susie's friendship was over at that time because whatever.
There's no going back from
Right.
what had been said.
Right.
Yes.
But I always felt like Gabby and I, just because of how close we were, I was like,
Yeah.
no, I really want her a part of my life. So how many years went by? Because that happened in 14.
3 or 4 years.
When did I text you?
14, 15, 16,
When did you get married?
17,
It was-
2017.
It was the year before you got
2017.
married.
It was.
2017 or
Was it the year
2018?
before I got married, or was it in the
It
beginning?
was the year that you were getting married.
Okay, so 4 years went by.
Yes.
So 4 years later, I got engaged,
Mm-hmm.
which just so you guys all know, I'm single now.
Hey.
Hey, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
We'll get into that
We'll show
later.
the Instagram
Yeah,
handle.
let's not rush the podcast. This is long
We
form.
have all the time in the
Yeah,
world.
Yeah. Okay.
So at the time, I was engaged, and I kept thinking about Gabby because her and I were really close. Like, here's the thing about me: when I have a best friend, I'm not close with my siblings, so I really like attached to my friends. Like, they're my family.
Right.
So I just didn't feel right not having Gabby a part of it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to swallow my pride, which I don't do very often.
No.
Not
It was a
often at
big
all.
moment for us.
Yeah. So I was like, whatever. It's been 4 years. I don't want to walk down the aisle and not have Gabby there.
Right.
Oh, I know. I'm going to cry. So I texted her and I was like, I know this is random because we hadn't talked. We hadn't
We
talked
hadn't
that.
spoken in 4 years.
Yeah.
I had heard of you a little,
Yeah.
but not much.
As
Yeah.
AKA that
No,
stupid bitch.
no, no, no. It was
No.
always my friend Hannah.
Yep.
It was.
I
there
never
was,
spoke poorly.
I never. I
I
honestly.
love you.
Okay.
Wow.
I had honestly never heard anything negative about you.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
At least from my end.
No, and I never really spent that much time with Susie talking about
Sure.
Hannah.
No, yeah, Susie
So
and I
I
were
didn't.
pretty
Yeah.
tight-lipped about it.
Yeah.
We didn't care.
Yeah.
So I swallowed my pride and I texted Gabs and I was like, I know this is super random, but it just doesn't feel right, like not having you there on my big day. Like, I miss you. And she
Right.
was like, bitch, I miss you too.
So when are we getting drinks?
Yeah. And then we got, I know, it's so
Guys,
beautiful.
I have
It's a
something in my eye. I
beautiful
legit
story.
have.
You're crying.
I'm-
I'm not. Crying.
Yeah.
All right. So you reach out to Gabby.
Yep. And she reciprocated, which I was super, super thankful about.
Yeah.
And
I
then-
remember sitting there. So I was sitting on the edge of the sofa. Do you remember? Right next to like the kitchen area.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh my God. And you're like, what? And I'm go, Hannah texted me. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And I was like freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that she texted me. This is so random. Like, did I do something? Did something happen? X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
Never did I think in a million years you were reaching out to
Yeah.
say what you had said. And it was beautiful.
Thank y'all. So were you the one that suggested drinks?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Gab's like,
I
"Let-"
probably suggested it to her, and
Yeah.
then she suggested it to you.
Yeah.
Let's be
That's
serious.
kind of how it works.
So she was like, let's meet up and get drinks. So we met up at Kona Grill
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Susie came up in some conversation
Mm-hmm.
and Susie was pissed that because Gabby obviously told Susie that I reached out to her
I
because
remember that too.
they were still friends at
Yes.
this time.
Yes.
So Susie and I remained friends this entire time
Yes.
when Hannah and I stopped being friends. So it was a bit of a shock to Susie, and I think that she was on guard and scared, like, hey, this chick burned you, or you guys burned each other in the past. Like, where do you really see this going?
But I also think it was a jealousy thing too.
I mean, it definitely could have been.
Yeah.
But the way that she
Right.
had presented it. So it is what it is.
Right, because she was like, I just don't understand why she would text you and not me. Because I
Wow.
don't like you, that's why.
I remember that too.
Well, I didn't want to get into it, but
See-
now
I
that
don't
it's
fuck
out
with
there.
you, Susie.
All right. So you guys go get drinks. It goes successfully. You guys
Mhm.
then instantly become friends again.
Yep.
There was like no like.
It was kind of just like picking up
Yeah.
where we
Right.
Like,
Sometimes-
I was gonna ask if
left
there
off.
was that weird void.
No,
Yeah.
it was
not at
so
all.
natural.
It's
It
not
was
like you date somebody,
crazy.
then you break up, then you see them a few years later, then you start dating again. But you're like, we should take this slow.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't that.
No.
Yeah.
It
No,
was like
not at all.
Mm-mm.
We're just like,
they
let's jump
fucked
back
on
in.
the first date.
Yeah.
DTF.
Yeah.
She ate my coochie in the bathroom.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my
Like, I
god.
don't know. Yeah.
So
So then
I think when we went and got drinks, isn't that when I asked you to come to my bachelorette?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, bitch, we're going to Vegas. I want you to come.
Oh my god, that was so crazy.
Because here's the
That
thing,
was
when
so crazy.
when I envisioned myself getting married, because Gabby and I were so close, I always thought that she was going to be my maid of honor.
yeah,
But since we
MOH.
Yeah,
Nice.
MOH, baby.
Yeah.
And since we had just rekindled our friendship and I had already asked someone else to be in that position,
Which went very well.
clearly.
It didn't.
Yeah,
Oh.
it did not go well at all.
It was pretty poor. No.
So I was like, you know, I want her to be in these moments of my life. So
The festivities.
yeah, so she came to my bachelorette. She was the only girl that came to my bachelorette that was not standing up in my wedding.
So it was a little awkward.
Yeah.
It was a little
Yeah.
uncomfortable, especially because the group of girls that Hannah that they were in the bridal party at the time, I used to be really good friends with them because I was dating the guy
It's in the mix.
that's in the mix.
In the mix.
Larry.
So then when Larry and I broke up, the
Yeah.
girls and I like kind of hung out, but nothing too serious just because we didn't really form that strong of a bond.
Right.
Gotcha.
So anyhow, it was like, you know, it was like a blast from the past, like going back in and hanging out with all these females that like I haven't had much contact with.
But
And
she was such a trooper. She did so good.
Yeah.
I tried
Yeah.
Yeah.
to put a best foot forward.
Yeah.
So then I had heard a story of a naked shower. What happened with that?
Well, you know,
Can we talk about
alcohol
that?
is involved, and you don't remember that
Oh, in Vegas?
in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
In Vegas.
There was
Yeah.
like 5
What
of us
normally happens there
girls.
stays there, but
Yeah.
for
We
this
like to bring it
podcast,
back.
we're
Yeah, but
bringing
you
it
don't
back.
know
Southeast
where
Michigan.
this studio's at.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
See,
Viking
here's
Industrial Design Studio.
also Gabby and I just love to get naked when we're drunk.
We do.
You guys want to drink a little bit of that wine?
Yeah, I was gonna say the bottle.
Shirts come off.
Listen,
So anywho, we had the
Anywho.
little fun naked shower. We don't need to get into the details of that.
Naked
But-
shower.
nothing
What
weird.
could go wrong?
Nothing weird.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move forward with that. We had fun in Vegas, and the rest is history. So
Yep.
you can say.
And so after that, I got divorced.
Yeah. Well, then I met you.
Yeah.
And then you became a part of my life.
Yep.
And then we went to your wedding. And I got to meet Larry. Did I meet Larry before
Yeah,
that?
Larry.
no.
I met
that
Larry at
that
the
was-
wedding.
And Larry was doing
in
that, like,
stall.
Super wide stance.
Yeah, that
Really?
Super
masculine
bizarre.
stance.
This thing?
Yes.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
was
With
like
his
the-
arms crossed.
Arms crossed,
Nice
super
to
wide
meet
legs.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standing there like
I'm
puffed up,
Larry.
talking to me. Hey man. Blah, blah,
Really?
blah. Yeah. And then this other guy, which was
Did you ask him
cute.
what he was doing?
No.
Did you mimic him?
No.
Okay.
No,
I
not
just
at all.
stood there looking-
Darren was such a gentleman.
Because-
it was so sexy.
And I'm about 8 inches taller
I
than
was
him.
just
so I
about
just
to
stood
say.
there looking down at him and I was like, "What's up, dude?"
I was just about to say he had to act more masculine because Darren towered over him.
Yeah.
Like towered.
And he had a little buddy that was with him also that like came up to me.
Yeah,
and,
we can
like,
call him fuckface because
I was just gonna say
Oh.
he is the worst individual
He's
in the
awful.
world. He's an awful,
He-
awful human being. He has a lot of insecurities and just blasts it on
We'll call
everyone
him
else.
Shrimp Dick, actually.
Oh.
Oh
S-
yeah,
I was-
I've heard.
So S. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Susie
Oh.
knows.
No.
Or
no.
Steve.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So SD.
Susie would know.
We're after the actual
He
nuptials.
sucks.
We're during the reception. We're outside. I'm waiting for Gabby to get out of the bathroom. They had like porta john, like the nice one that like plugs in and has water and all that stuff.
It
Okay.
It's like a
gorgeous
trailer.
bathroom.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah,
a-
yeah.
yeah.
It was a gorgeous bathroom.
So Gabby's in the bathroom. I'm standing there. SD walks up to me and is like, "Hey man, what's up?" I was like, "Nothing." He's like, "You went to Brother Rice, right?" So awkward. I have no idea
Okay.
who you are. You know
Yeah.
what high school I went to.
So
Like,
weird.
so
And
bizarre.
this is where he approaches you?
He's
Yeah.
doing like
Yeah. It was like the
research
first thing he
on
said to me. He's
Yeah,
like,
Shrimp Dick. Shrimp Dick did his research.
He's like, "Hey, you went to Brother
So
Rice, right?"
weird.
I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Did you play lacrosse?" I was like, "No." And then he was trying to get at how old I am.
Okay.
Like he knew how old I was, but he was trying to have it come up in conversation in some way, so he could be like, "Oh," and then like get into that conversation.
Yeah.
So in that case, like I'm just gonna cut the corner and let's just get into it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Did you know this
What a
person?"
man.
And I was like, "No." And then he was like, "Oh, well, they graduated in this year." And then like as he was talking, I was like, "Well, I graduated in '96."
Yeah.
And then I just like stared at him. And I was like, and I didn't play lacrosse.
I graduated the year you were fucking born.
Yeah, and then-
bitch.
Yeah.
Me too.
And then I just said, actually, the guy that was the lacrosse coach for your friend, I went to school with him.
Yeah.
I was like, and they won a couple state championships or whatever. I was like, but I was never a lacrosse player. And he was like, "Oh, I love lacrosse." And I was like, I could see that. You guys have a bad PR in the press.
Yeah.
You know, as far as date rape
Dude, I
goes.
totally forgot about this. Now I hate him again.
Oh, whatever.
Oh
It
my
was-
gosh.
Despise
So
him.
she came out when he was
Sucks
talking to me, and
so
just like the
bad.
energy exchange was really goofy.
By the way, he is like 5 inches smaller than Larry.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just put that out
He's
there.
like 4'3".
So he reminded me of Jonah Hill's character in Wolf of Wall Street.
Such a douche.
That's
That,
who,
Really?
that is a good comparison.
Oh my
that's who he
God.
reminded me to.
Well, like a
That's a good-
shitty version?
Yes.
Yeah.
Super
Well, I don't
shitty.
think that
Yeah.
Jonah Hill's character is necessarily a
I
good
know.
guy.
I don't think so either.
No,
but,
but
like,
like
it's entertaining.
at least 5 times shittier than
Yeah.
Yeah.
the character.
Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Yeah.
I totally forgot about this.
Yeah.
That's
This is
hilarious.
crazy.
Yeah, like I'm gonna make a bunch of money one day, so then I can like get a hot chick. Basically,
Yeah.
like that energy just like
Okay.
pouring on me. I was like,
Seems legit.
Sweet dude, awesome. He had like a blazer on. Like I wore a suit, right?
Yeah.
I think I wore a tuxedo, right? I wore my
You
blue and
look
black
sexy.
tuxedo. There's pictures online if anybody cares enough. But
Yeah.
so he wore like a blazer or like a sport coat, and it was literally like I don't know the demographic that would wear that sport coat, but it's definitely not like an early 20s guy.
Okay.
It'd be like a sport coat that like your Uncle Leon wears.
Yeah.
Right. That like also at like 55 like drives a vet.
Would it be Uncle Leon's sports jacket too? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So whatever.
Probably.
It was good. It
So
was
anyways,
good.
he was trying to interrogate you.
He was trying to interrogate me. I
I
just went into it. I was like, whatever, dude. You
Yeah.
know, like it is what it is. And then I went over and talked. Then that's when I met Larry. It was like after that. And then I had like this big wide stance crossed arm, and I was just like staring at him like, whatever. And your wedding was really nice. It was good.
Yeah.
It was
We
beautiful.
we did the wedding, and then we left. And then after that, you've just been a fixture in our lives.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then these two have been the most supportive people as I've been going through my divorce and everything. So it's just brought us a lot closer.
Oh, I love you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And the divorce is over now. Divorce
Yes.
was done in January.
January of 2020. So
Yes.
it's been over a year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
There we are. And now we're here.
And now we're here
Mm-hmm.
talking about stuff.
Okay, so
and some things.
now that we've gone through, obviously, both of you have been successful with the gentleman, which is where, Gabby, you scored.
Continuously
I mean, I don't
successful.
know about that. I got divorced, so how successful can I be?
No. That's all him. He fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
This is our podcast. We can paint it whatever
Yeah,
way we
fuck
want.
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
color? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You were perfect.
What
and he-
shade?
Yeah. You can't do it on your own.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But
right.
so starting at a young age, you guys have been slaying it with the gentleman, and then brought it all the way to the current. So let's just get into this because this is what our audience is really going to want to know.
Oh wait,
Alright,
I have a
let's get to it.
question.
Go for it.
Do you, since it's live, can people like post comments?
Yes. That's
Yeah,
what this
but no
is.
one's in here right now. Is
Okay.
the thing. It's streaming in something that's very small. That's
Okay.
why it's like if you want to be a part of it, dig into it. But it's basically post.
Okay.
We
afterwards.
usually have
Yeah.
like 5 people that clue in live.
Yeah.
But I posted
Yeah.
it to a different thing today to get new people in, and we'll just continue
Yeah.
to do that. So
The
over
biggest
time.
thing I think, honestly, is that Discord isn't like you probably don't know what Discord is.
No, I've heard of it.
Okay. Yeah. But like if it were on Facebook, I feel like it'd be much easier for people to click.
So
and
what's
whatever.
the difference? Sorry, side note.
No, that's okay.
I have a lot of questions because
Yeah.
I plan on starting my own podcast. Yay! So
Yeah.
is Twitch and Discord? Those are two different platforms,
Yes.
right? Are they similar though?
Kind of.
Okay.
Like you can't get paid for streaming in Discord, but you can get paid for streaming on Twitch.
Okay.
Like that's one of the biggest things.
So it's just a streaming platform.
like Discord's
like
more
that stutter?
yeah, Discord's more similar to
Stop.
Facebook than Twitch is to Facebook.
Okay.
Twitch is more live whatever. Discord is basically just another Facebook kind of.
A
But you
Facebook
can-
interface.
Basically.
Okay.
You can move it around and do whatever you want with it pretty much, but this is where we can like get our group of community and whatever into like one spot that's basically Facebook page or a Facebook page but not. So I can like do with what I will in it. So like if somebody is in here being a shithead, they can just leave because I'll
Gotcha.
make them. You know what I mean? Or
You'll
Darren
like
or
kick
whatever.
them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yes.
whatever.
Have we had any dicks so far?
No.
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 Sick.
Not at all. Everyone's awesome. Yeah, it's great.
It's been good.
Shout out to
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So, as being successful with the gentleman, and you guys are obviously selective of the gentleman that you interact with.
Mm-hmm.
You're out at the bar.
We came up with a code.
I've been there many times. You're out at the bar. You guys get a little sauced, and then the adventure of like checking out what's going on in the scene is your guys' passion. Like that's what you guys do.
And
I
now,
mean-
now that Gabby's a married woman, it's more like she's checking out the scene for me.
Well, hopefully, since we've been dating, she's been checking out the scene for you.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Now that she's married.
Now that she's married.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah. So, anyways, so you're out. You meet a guy. Let's say he is a 8 out of 10 looks wise.
Okay.
What?
I just thought of something. Have you ever went to go have a sleepover at Hannah's since dating Darren?
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she has
Wait, no,
slept
no,
over
no.
Hannah.
She slept. Not since
Okay.
they've been married. She
I was
hasn't.
speaking in code.
No, I know.
Okay.
But she has slept over
Yeah.
Hannah's. I don't know.
Okay.
And I don't think they're going to admit to it on the fucking podcast.
Oh,
but-
have we
No.
hooked up with each other? Is that what you're
No.
asking?
No,
Has
am I
she-
going to like Larry's house?
I'm
and
sorry, I
Oh.
shouldn't have
your
said
house?
anything.
That went right over my head.
Shouldn't
Yeah.
have said anything. Please continue.
No, every time
Yeah.
she said she's been at my house since her and Dee have been together, she's really been at
Okay,
my
so
house.
how many?
I'm a loyal woman.
So how many times has she slept over your house since we've been dating?
A handful of times.
Yeah, a handful. Of
You're not
times.
supposed to
Okay.
answer that. Anyways,
I would say maybe about 10.
Since we've been dating.
that's outrageously high. Now you're just trying to cover her
No.
ass. It's like when you see the TikTok and the girl takes the guy's phone and then contacts his friends and is like, I can't find Steve. Where is he? And then he's like, oh, he's with me, but the guy's in the car. And
No,
then she's
but-
like, you can't be friends with that guy anymore.
You guys
Yeah.
are just haters. You want to believe what you want to
We're not-
believe.
we're not haters.
We're being honest,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater. All right, so you're out at the bar. Guy's like a 8 out of 10 looks wise for you, whatever your thing is. And then you find out he's a really good disc golfer. Now, how much is that bumping him up from an 8?
Well,
Well, is he like Paul Macbeth?
He's not a millionaire. The amount
He's out. He's out.
the amount of money coming in is not part of the equation right now because you don't know.
Okay.
He's just like, I'm a sweet disc golfer.
Okay, they run into like KJ USA.
No, I'm talking like a local, like
They run into Matt Murdock.
weekend warrior.
just like Joe
Yeah.
Schmel.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's 8 out of 10 looks wise. So he's
To be
already at like the
honest-
top 2 percentile.
To
of
be
disc
honest,
golf. Yeah.
to be honest,
Yeah.
100%. I
Yeah.
would probably give him a chance just because Dee's a disc golfer, and I'd be like, sweet, they have something to bond over.
Oh my god.
You're welcome. You're
I
welcome.
would probably go for it just because I know where he's at all the time. He's not at the bar getting sloshed. He's at
Yeah.
the course.
At the
He's
disc golf
throwing
course.
frisbees around.
So he's like a little bit more accounted for.
Yeah.
If I was feeling, kind of insecure
Yeah.
or whatnot.
So then the question comes down to this. Before you met me
Okay.
and before you got to know me,
Okay.
he's an 8 out of 10. And then you hear him say, I'm really into disc golf.
Okay.
How's that impacting the 8 out of 10?
I'd be like, are you a stoner?
Yeah.
And if he was like, yeah, aren't you?
I'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah, let's go get high.
All right, so let's do this. So he's an 8 out of 10 looks wise at the bar, and he says literally anything. Are you leaving with him?
How tall is he?
He's tall. He's 6'5".
Yeah.
He's 6'5"?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't even have to tell me he was a disc golfer. We
She's
were going to go
jumping.
home.
There
We
we
were going to go home. Oh,
There we
that's
go.
All right.
funny.
Who's 6'5" in the disc golf
Well,
world?
Nate Wygren, but he already has a
Yeah,
kid.
that's true.
It obviously worked for him.
Yeah, nailed it.
Crushed it.
Nailed it. Calvin.
Yeah.
Calvin's 6'5" and a great disc golfer.
And an amazing human being.
Swimming in it, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know
If-
how he couldn't.
So here's the thing: if Calvin Heimberg we ever run into Calvin Heimberg in the bar, I'm gonna take him home.
Do you know what Calvin Heimberg looks like?
Yeah.
Has he
Yeah.
okay,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Darren, I'm the only single one here. You can't be
It's
a cock.
Calvin Heimberg.
You
Hold on.
can't be a cock block.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: would you ever peg me, or have I ever shown any cock blocking behavior?
Well, hold on. Would I peg you?
No,
Okay,
not
which
peg
one
me.
should I-
Would you
this
peg
one?
me as a? Would you ever
No.
say that I'm a cock blocker?
No,
No.
no.
Would you classify me as an A+ wingman?
That one?
Yes,
Yes.
Kinda cute in that one.
yes. Way
That's
better
not
than
bad.
that one
It's-
right
it's
there.
great.
She's not a good wingman.
This is the Calvin Heimberg.
Is he 6'5"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're considering an 8 out of 10?
No, this is just Calvin Heimberg.
Oh,
This
okay.
is like one of the top guys in the game right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's our personal favorite.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a chemical engineering degree and is a great disc golfer and shows literally zero emotion. He's
No,
basically
he's
a robot.
shown two emotions at this point in his life.
Yeah.
One has been the same every fucking time, and then the other thing that broke his emotion was something that's never happened ever before. in
Guy
disc
hit a
golf.
crazy shot to force a playoff at Worlds for the championship,
and then
like
won it like
Calvin's face went.
yeah.
But besides that, he'll literally
It's that face that I just
Yeah.
showed you basically
He'll-
over and over and over.
he'll literally do like the most amazing thing or the most terrible thing ever, and he's just like,
Whatever.
yeah, he just like they interview him, same face.
Yeah.
He just goes with the flow.
He wins a championship, same face.
Mhm.
Like it's literally like, well, today I went out there, it just like I had to hit the putts. I hit the putts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Calvin, thanks a lot. Yep, no problem. Yeah,
Thanks.
Yeah.
he's mono emotion. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally. Do you think that he secretly knows that he's doing this just to fuck with everyone? Like
No.
he found a period of time where he's like, I'm just gonna fuck with everyone for like it's the ultimate troll
IRL
in a
troll,
way.
yeah.
Where he's like in 6th grade, he's just like, I'm just gonna commit to this.
Yeah.
And then just no emotion, no nothing. Like fuck it.
I don't think so. I think he's a psychopath. I think he just doesn't have emotions, and like he just like hides it all through disc golf.
Maybe.
But if he wasn't disc golfing, there would be bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And you'd never. They always say it's the guy you least suspect.
Yeah.
I would least suspect Calvin to be a serial killer. Therefore,
Probably.
he's my number one suspect for sure. So Gabby had a disc golf experience. I think I've already shared it on the podcast, but we will go through it, which took Gabby out of the disc golf game. She came to States a couple years ago.
Oh shit.
And then afterwards we played mixed doubles.
Okay.
So it was like Jake with some girl that she was dating. And then I think there were a couple like dude couples. I don't remember. There was like a couple. We played with like 5
Yeah.
teams, and we played doubles. At States, we played beauty doubles. And then it was buggy. It was hot. And it was like kind of humid. So
It's
Gabby,
not your thing?
No.
Gabby had
Honestly.
caddied for me. And then I roped her into playing. And I was like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fun. I never ask you to do anything. Like, just fucking do this. And she was like, okay, fine.
Just fucking do it.
So,
He says it so aggressively.
Yeah.
Like, behind the scene, he's like, "Oh, come on, Gabby.
Fucking
It'll
do
be a
it."
great
Yeah.
time."
she does whatever I say. So
Okay.
we So we started playing, and it was fine. Gabby was more nervous about like not doing well and whatever. And then Gabby is more of a glamper than a camper. Like she's more of like a cabin than a tent. Yeah. So like the fact that we're like in bugs outside, it's hot, it's humid, it's whatever. Gabby wasn't that into it.
Not
and,
my thing.
And then the mosquitoes were bad. So Gabby was getting bit by mosquitoes.
Yep.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
And
I would have been bitching
Where were you
the
guys
whole
camping at?
time.
We weren't camping. We were playing disc golf.
Oh, okay.
But it's
I see.
similar. It's
Yeah, yeah,
similar
yeah.
to
Similar to
camping.
camping.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. So Gabby's exposure to mosquito bites is minimal due to the fact that like she's not going to go into the terrain where there's a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So then she was getting bit by mosquitoes. We were all getting bit by mosquitoes. She had on. Did you have your Lulus
I
on?
had an appropriate attire.
Yeah.
on.
She had like Lulus on. She was getting bit through those. She had like. Did you have a long sleeve on? Maybe, maybe not. Anyways, she was getting bit through that and whatever. And I was like, I didn't say anything, but I was just like, just suck it up. We're almost done. It's not that big of a deal. Whatever.
Because I'm complaining a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not fun.
Yeah.
I'm like
This is
getting-
less than ideal.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
getting annoyed very easily.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very easily. Can you bring the mic a little bit closer to you?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
So then we had
It
got.
goes up and down too.
Okay.
We had
Nice.
gotten done, and we hustled out of there because we had to drive home. And then we drove home. It was a terrible storm.
Yep.
Yep. And it was awful, but we got home. And then when we got home, Gabby got undressed, and she had broken out her entire body in hives.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
There's
shit.
pictures that we're not going to post.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was all hives everywhere.
Yes.
Like hundreds. Like how your
Jesus.
how your arm was from Birchfield, like
Yeah.
literally her whole body was like that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It just broke out in
Yeah.
hives.
Yeah.
Fuck
So I was
that.
happy that I didn't say anything like suck it up buttercup or anything like that.
Yeah.
I was like semi, at least outwardly, like sympathetic to what was going on. And then, then I just felt bad. And I knew at that point that like Gabby's disc golf days are over.
Done.
It's done.
I'm gonna watch from over here.
Yeah.
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 Good luck.
doing great, sweetie.
Yeah.
No, it's more of,
FaceTime.
honey, how's it going?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
Pretty much what it's been. So, but that killed it. But Gabby has caddied for me a few times. She caddied for me at MNATS once. She caddied for me at States a couple times.
A handful of
Nice.
times.
Yeah, handful of times she's got out there to caddy.
I've been pretty supportive.
You're
Nice.
very supportive. You just
Yeah.
don't have an interest in playing disc golf.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you and did I get you and Maddie out? You guys came out to Riverbend once.
Yeah.
Not to play.
Yeah.
Just to like walk along.
Yeah.
And then again, I think it was a bug
And
situation.
we got like
Yeah.
blowed really high.
Yeah.
And I was taking photos of trees and flowers.
Yeah. They were baked.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The sun looks incredible
Oh
today.
my God.
I remember
You can't do that.
we turned over a shot, I think on 10 off the hill.
Okay.
And then we were looking for it. And they were like walking by. And I was like, hey, can you help look for the disc? And like they looked over and I was like, they're not going to help look for the disc. And then they're like, look at the sun.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, oh, okay.
This is where we're at.
This is where we're at.
Yeah.
This is what's going on. Yeah.
Hilarious.
So that was how that went. So this week for our lives, we had a little bit of internet drama, which we normally never have. I never really have internet drama because
Yeah.
I'm like, I was just trying to be center of the road, voice of reason. I try to bring my best Jeff Bauman to every circumstance that I can, and I only weigh in, you know what I mean, to try to like calm something down or whatever it is. But this week, our team, Small City Disc Golf, had an event planned for firefighters on Sunday from 9 to 3, flex start, one-hole challenge. So instead of playing 18 holes at firefighters, you basically just weave your way through the course and then putt on 18. And it's basically playing the entire course as one hole with a couple of like cut throughs and whatever. So when you finish 5, you then play like over the river to like before you get to 6's tee pad, which we did when we played Wednesday night big money doubles when they did Safari. It's the same thing as that for that shot. And then you just play out the whole course and then putt out on 18. And Will and Rob for leagues the 1 week because no one else could make it. They just went to firefighters and did like a trial run. I think Will shot a 39.
Okay.
Which was like the best of the two of them, and we were trying to figure out what par would be and all that other stuff. So then it had been on Disc Golf Scene since the beginning of the season because we had come up with the idea. They had come up with the idea, not my idea. Not that I think it's a bad idea. I think it's a great idea. I just like to take credit for my own ideas, and if somebody else has an idea, it's their idea, and it's great.
Yeah.
So whatever was posted on Disc Golf Scene all year, and then because it's this Sunday, Rob posted it onto Facebook. And then once it got on Facebook, then some people had voiced the opinion of like, this is going to jam up firefighters and it's going to like kill the flow of the course. Even though firefighters on a Sunday, you're playing a 2.5 hour round anyways, because it's always really busy. It's always really packed. And we didn't think as a team with the organizing of it that it would impact kind of the flow of the course anyways, because wherever you're like actually playing off of the actual course is very minimal, and it's not going to slow play down. Like the only place of like when you throw from 5 over to 6, if a group goes from 5 to 6, like you just let them pass through, and you're going to end up walking around the backside anyways via the sidewalk, not the bridge.
Yeah.
So at that point, like you just let a group play through whatever. But I think people had seen that it was a tournament and figured that it was like a real tournament or like a shotgun start or whatever it was, and that it was going to have like a big impact on firefighters and whatever it was. There was a little bit of confusion as to what the actual event was and what the actual impact was. Our total number of people that were going to come out was probably going to be less than 30 people. You pay $5, you play one round. If you want to play again, you just pay another $5, and then the best score at the end of the day wins. And they had set up a prize package and whatever it was. But it was more of just like a fun thing to get people out and get people to play and kind of just do something fun. We do a few events throughout the year that are just fun.
Yeah. I was super excited to play it.
I was excited to play it too.
Yeah.
So anyways, the conversation online had gotten heated, and people were like, well, someone was like, I'm just going to bring my friends and we're just going to crash it and ruin it. And like, I thought of that in terms of like, you ever drive on the road and then you see someone driving like an asshole?
Yeah.
And your thought process is like, I'm going to hit them.
Or you're going to speed up and flip them off or whatever. Yeah.
I think like I'm going to hit them.
Or follow them for like a half hour.
They're
gonna ride their ass. Yeah.
They're going to cause an accident. Like it's like a weird thought process in my head. I'm like, they're driving like an asshole. They're going to cause an accident. So I should hit them to let them know that they're going to cause an accident. Right.
Okay.
Which I felt was like kind of the thing of like, I'm going to bring a bunch of people up there to crash your event. So like your concern is that firefighters is going to get backed up and move really slowly. So your answer to solve that is bring a bunch of people to play firefighters, which is ultimately going to cause a bigger problem than the
And
thing.
talk about like a bunch of shit online.
Yeah, and then there was some shit talking online and all that. So I had gotten involved just with the fact because someone said that they were going to invite people up there that were going to like kill it and do better than all of us and beat us and take our money anyway, so we should just cancel it. So at that point, I called Mr. Fortuna and I was like, hey, you want to play a doubles match for $100 at Firefighters? And he was like, yeah, I'm in. So then I posted online like, hey, I like a challenge, and you challenge just at large. So if you want to play doubles round for $100 a piece, then we can do that. And then if we lose, you can not only have the money, but we'll cancel the event. And there were surprisingly no takers on that, which I wasn't surprised by, but whatever.
I was hoping for it.
Oh,
I was
like
so
pumped
about
it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. The only thing that we played as doubles partners, we did horribly. We did embarrassingly
But if we
bad.
play, if we played like we did yesterday, it would have been just fine.
Yeah, it would have been money. So anyways, so that they didn't do that. And anyways, then later that night or the next morning, Rob got a phone call from the city of Troy that someone had called and said that we were planning this like an event without a permit at the park for an unintended use on the disc golf course. And they just shut it down. They were like, you'd have to get a permit to do this. You'd have to have insurance for it. Permit's $250, but you have to put in a proposal to get the permit. There's no way the permit will be approved by Sunday. So they just canceled it.
So some fucking Karen was butthurt and decided to call.
That's so bizarre.
Yes.
I thought this was supposed to be like a supportive community. You would think that.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of drama in the community too, just for like, I don't know, boredom, like depression, hate other people being like
Petty.
happier.
Yeah.
They're petty people.
Listen, someone
whatever.
else's
like,
accomplishments are not pointing out what, like, they're not putting you down, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a
stupid.
weird form of bullying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. All of it to me makes sense, like in the sense of like, this is just how the person is. I've grown up with bullies all my life. This is very much just that. And then like when
No
I see
offense.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
No offense to bullies present.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're,
No
you're,
offense.
you're
No
fine.
offense, you
you're fine. You're
bullier.
both fine for bullying.
Whoops. Yeah.
It's totally valid reason. Whatever.
Yeah, but we're not like
We were
what,
also we were
17,
teen?
18 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're full grown people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit what's going on at home. You don't treat people like crap
Right.
and try and like stir up drama that's super unnecessary, and then like having the audacity of calling the city of Troy. Like that seems pretty lame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who did that for sure. I don't think it like I was saying earlier. I think it was someone else who was just lurking the comments and then was like, be the silent warrior for
Yeah.
like this just reason or something. Or really it was like it's
Which
just
is
another
even-
guy for
which
like
is
kind of the
worse,
same reason.
in my opinion. It's almost like a sniper from the side. It's just
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, exactly. You hit me in the ear.
Yeah, it's just gross.
My thought process on the end result was like, you're like a fucking tool bag in high school, and like somebody's having like a party,
Yeah.
Like the cool kids are having a party.
I'm gonna call
And
the
there's
police.
there's gonna be like
And instead of like joining up to create
Nice.
like a super party,
Yeah.
it's
They're like, fuck you for having fun. Let me
yeah,
ruin
or like
Yeah,
you weren't
exactly.
invited to the party, or like the girl that shut you down is like the one throwing the party, and you're like, I'm gonna get her back. And then you
Yeah.
like call the police and get the police
That's
to
a
the
perfect
party.
comparison.
Dude, that happened to
It
us.
would have been way sweeter if he
Yeah,
was
but
like,
I
"Dude, I'm
didn't
gonna
go
get
to
all my
that
buddies
party.
Oh, I went there. Cops came. It was awful.
So my
I was at a dance competition,
Were
aka
you?
the strip club. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
So
did you hear? She's an exotic dancer.
I just want to
Yeah.
clarify to everyone out there who's watching this live or recorded, even though they were both involved in dance competitions, neither one of them have gnarled up feet.
We have beautiful.
Should that be the
feet.
thumbnail? Is like feet.
Their
like-
feet.
Yeah, they're like
dancers' feet are
interlaced or whatever.
typically, like not that top notch. I
Guys-
do have to say though, we have amazing feet.
I don't know. I got some DLTs, baby.
I have.
Yeah, but
amazing
they're not gnar- they're-
DLTs?
She's Daddy Long Toes.
Daddy
Oh,
long toes.
okay.
Yeah.
Like they
Yes.
can grab
They're
stuff or whatever.
super
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
Oh.
You can braid them.
Hannah, why don't you show that?
Oh,
on
nice.
back?
No,
wanna
no.
I
Like,
kind
I'm
of do.
ready.
$5.
It's not that kind of a podcast, okay?
Subscribe to her channel.
Yeah, this isn't OnlyFans.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
So
We can blur it out.
we blur out the feet.
Too provocative.
Oh, young Rob. He can't watch, but he's thinking of us.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
You
You're
get
a
hard,
real
Rob.
one.
Oh my God.
Rob is a gangster. So what happened with? So I was the whole point of like telling that there's nothing to really hash over. The event's canceled. We'll do it another time. Some people stuck up, and then some people got heated, and then there was like internet drama. I don't really like to shine a light on that stuff because it's just
Sure.
dumb. You're just
Yeah.
like trolling and whatever it is. I did give a shout out to the trolls on Southeast Michigan disc golf this week, though.
Mm-hmm.
I just said that I love disc golf. Watching it on ESPN, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Prime time. I was like super excited watching it, and I just got like all sentimental thinking of like all the time that I thought like, wouldn't it be amazing when this happens? And I was watching it, and I was just
Yeah.
like,
It's
I love
there.
disc golf so much, and I've grown to like really love the community and like all the people that I know and all that stuff. Even the fucking trolls, like, they just
Yeah.
have a special spot in my heart that we share this passion, and most of us are like really good, honest people. It's like such a great group of people. We went for 4th of July, and we went to like a work party. Not that there's anything wrong with my work party. We went to that, and then we went to like some other stuff that we had to do during the day, and then we went to like a disc golf at Touche, not Touche. Gabby kept thinking his name was Touche.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's French.
Touche.
Turns out his name is French Canadian, but whatever.
I was on it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she was like, he said in Canada, it's like Johnson. He said his name's super common.
Really?
Guthrie or whatever his last name is.
Yeah, yeah.
He said in French Canada, it's like Johnson. He said
No
it's
shit.
super fucking common.
Wow.
But anyways, Touche.
Yeah.
Had a barbecue. We went over there, and when we were leaving, Gabby's comment was like, man, everybody's so nice and like so genuine and so whatever. Like it was like really like refreshing, you know, because like a lot of people you meet and whatever, they're just, and I was like, yeah, that's why I love disc golf. That's why I love the disc golf community, because it's like everybody's there. They'll have a similar interest. They'll have a similar passion. And then you just leave everything else at the door. There's
Yeah.
some people that don't. But
Yeah.
for the most part, you are who you are. You're there to do that. And you're just there to like share this
You're
thing.
not putting on like a facade. Like
Right.
they're
Yeah,
just
I've met a-
genuine people, and I think it made me appreciate like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, the whole thing.
And you're not there to impress anybody. Like,
Yeah.
like no one's going to
Absolutely,
like,
which was the best part.
Yeah,
Other
you're
than
there
the-
for the same thing. Like
Yeah.
most of my interactions and yours, I'm sure too, are like playing like random draw doubles at firefighters or CAS or Monday Night Leagues, whatever the hell. And it's like, well, you have to talk to your partner, whatever. So you like get put in this situation where like outside of it, you may never meet or something. It's too far outside. But since you have disc golf and then like this randomness in drawing and stuff, like it's actually pretty cool just to like see where people are from, what they're doing, why they kind of like found disc golf and whatever. It's
yeah.
I
How
don't-
far into it are they?
Yeah.
Where are they at in terms of like, are you
Yeah.
watching videos to try to get better? Are you watching live coverage?
Exactly.
Like, how
'Cause
much
I
do you
remember
disc
at the
golf?
time, like I definitely watch less tournament coverage now than before or whatever, but I used to try to talk to you about like, dude, did you see this and that? And you're like, dude, I don't fucking watch tournaments. I just play,
Yeah.
like whatever. And now it's like a little bit of the opposite. Like I still watch stuff,
Yeah.
but
I hit you. I was
yeah.
like, dude, did you watch this? You're
Yeah.
like, no, I didn't watch
Yeah.
it. I'm like, what the fuck,
yeah,
man?
yeah,
What's your fucking problem? Gabby
Yeah.
watched some disc golf.
nice.
Yeah, she gets sucked into it. Not
Nice.
that she wants to, but she gets sucked. She watched the front 9 of the final round of the Preserve today.
Nice.
I sucked her into it, so
Nice.
that was that. But yeah, so did you guys ever you guys had a party where someone then like some sideline trolled you and then called the
Yeah.
police on the party?
Yeah.
It was
What?
crazy.
So what happened? You were dancing.
I
She
was dancing.
I was there.
I was invited to the party, so it's
Yeah.
not like it's not like I didn't get invited.
How could you have a party that you weren't invited to,
I
Hannah?
know, no,
I know.
I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding.
Yeah.
That was a joke. No, but I was at a dance competition, and I was supposed to show. I came home, got ready to go, and then, what was her name? What did we call her?
Susie. Yeah.
Susie. Susie texted me and was like, "Don't come," and I was like, "What?" She's like, "The cops are here," and I was like, "Oh shit!" But Gabby was at the party with Susie.
Yes.
Trashed?
Trashed.
Nice.
White girl wasted.
My
super,
girl.
super trash.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so we were there all having a really good time. I was like, 14, 15 years old?
14.
14.
Yeah.
I think I was 14 years
Trashed.
old. Trash.
Freshman in high school.
Super classy. Yeah, I think the sophomores. I had to, put a big front on.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Are we talking blackout?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Wait, what were we drinking?
And I was dating Larry at the time.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you what I was drinking. I was drinking everything.
Probably something cheap. So Smirnoff.
Probably.
Pucker.
Ugh, God, back in the day.
Hypnotic.
I wouldn't even know.
Hypnotic.
So
Oh.
anywho, the party was going on, and one of the girls in the sophomore class that were feuding with the group that we were hanging out with at the time, she was super pissed that she wasn't invited.
Yeah.
So sure as shit, she called the cops. Cops came in, like opened the door, came in.
Opened the back sliding door and came
Yes.
in.
Whoa.
Didn't
Yeah.
want
Wow.
like
Back
so
door.
it was
Sliding.
super illegal.
Yeah.
Super legal.
Door.
Anywho,
High school backdoor
I remember
action. This is.
I
I don't know.
remember. Oh my God.
I don't know if we can put this on YouTube. All right.
One of the guys came running down the stairs because we were all hanging out in the basement. He goes, "Cops are here." And we dispersed. Everyone ran in different sections of the house. And me, Larry, and some other girl were in the back. And I remember there was this like huge puddle. Like this, not huge puddle, like this huge like hole almost. It was like by the furnace area. And I fell into it. Not only came up to like my knees, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
a
remember the
sump
cat.
pump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the cop was like flashing his light, and he's like, "You three, get out here." So we all went out and went upstairs, and the cop was like interrogating all of us. There's probably like, maybe 20 of us.
Yeah.
Long story short, we basically told the cops we're all like related in some kind of way, that we weren't friends. This is like a family party.
Yeah.
Like
Because
cousin.
that makes it better.
No. Like everyone was cousins, and
Everyone was cousins.
Who was
for
the oldest
some
person
part.
there for this like family
Probably
reunion?
the girl that was watching the house. There was a babysitter. She was
16.
no. She was probably like early 20s at the time.
She sounds hot.
So she was babysitting the house for our friends, and the reason why she was there is because she was watching our friend's younger brother.
Okay.
So like technically they didn't really need a babysitter, but
They were all upstairs, like
Yeah.
upstairs.
she
Yeah.
was just
like,
there to
minding their
watch.
business.
She was there to watch our friend's younger brothers, who were probably like maybe 6 and 10 at the time.
Yeah.
Were they trash too?
Yeah,
No.
they were wasted. Go ahead.
Well, so anywho, like the cops were interrogating all of us. We ended up having to call our parents, and I told the cops that Larry and I were brother and sister. And then his dad came and picked us up, and his dad picked me up from the house, carried me into the car. I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
When you got back to
my first cop experience.
I'm so cool.
now, because you guys were siblings, when you got back to his house, did you get stuck in the dryer?
That's incest, you sick fuck.
Oh my god. My thing's out.
What did I just do?
My thing's out.
Everything's out.
There we go.
Awkward.
There it is.
We're live.
Don't smack the
Okay,
table.
we're
Okay.
back. So no, there was no dryer, inside.
Well, you guys would've been
We did have
step-siblings.
sexy time.
Yeah.
But,
See, I told you. I knew
Yeah.
it. I knew it.
Yeah.
It had to end on a
Half-cessed.
bang. It had to end on a bang.
Okay, that,
my God, I'm stuck in the dryer.
that led
Oh my-
into the perfect segue to role play.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
had to take advantage
You guys
of
were.
it.
That was
Have
before
to.
it was really popular. You guys were the ones setting the tone.
Yeah. You
The, like,
you
fake-
You're
trendsetting.
such a trendsetter.
The fake
Baby.
sibling thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you okay?
Yeah, but it was great. Anywho, the girl that called the cops,
Pussy.
we all saw her at school
Whoa,
the
cream
next
puff.
day.
It's cream puff on
Yeah.
the on
Or
the
no,
podcast.
on
Yeah.
that
Cream puff.
Monday. And then, we basically all just shunned her out.
Yeah.
And then there was huge drama. Moms were getting involved. The principal, sit down talks, just
And all I kept
nonsense.
thinking was, thank God I had my dance competition.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So did it come out that you had to tell people that you guys were brother and sister? Like, was everybody there? Like, did everybody that got caught by the police say that they were all related, or was that just your
no,
story?
No, it was all of our stories.
So like they were all cousins, but a couple of them were sisters. In Gabby's case, she was her
and Larry,
her boyfriend's girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they were brother and sister, but they were all related through family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing. No
But-
charges got pressed or anything.
I wonder how that like diffused it. Like, how does that make it better? There's a bunch of like young teenagers wasted. And
you
you're like,
walk-
well, they're all related.
Well,
Yeah.
well no,
What the
you
fuck does
walk.
that mean?
They entered the property without what's it called?
Yeah, being
Not
invited in.
consent,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Who cares?
Who
It
knows?
was a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe it was like the slap on the wrist thing. Like, come on, guys. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
you're not all related. The oldest person here is like,
I'm sure they knew none of
yeah,
them.
exactly,
were related. I'm
exactly,
sure.
yeah.
Gabby
Taking
and-
all
Yeah,
of our
unless we might have
IDs.
to like, dude, our policing.
Well, none of us were 16 because you were 14 at the time. I was 15, so none of us had IDs.
Oh my God, that's so true. Actually, no, there was one guy that had an ID. He's older. He was in your grade.
Say the first initial of his.
Z.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You pervert.
I'm so sorry, dude. I don't
I know who.
Dude, you wouldn't believe this party I went to. All these hot girls that were wasted. I heard they were all 14. What?
I'm showing
is
up.
gonna-
Can I
awkward.
hit your puffer? Mine's almost done.
Did you check any of their IDs? I don't know. Every girl I asked said she didn't have her ID
love
on
it
her.
today.
Yeah, because they didn't have IDs, bro. What? And that was Lyle
They
Downing.
told me they were 18.
Oh no, you can't say that. Oh,
That's gross.
Anyways.
Sign out.
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
holy.
What's it say?
No, it's
I love you all have different colored mics.
yeah, and then I put Gabby ruined her original yellow one.
Gabby ripped
It's
it.
right there.
I
She
did
tore it
rip
up. It's on
Yeah,
the
she
ground.
tr-
It's
We'll
on the
add
ground.
it to the display.
She
Yeah.
literally went like this. She went like this to open it
Yes.
and just ripped it.
How was I supposed to know I've never done anything like this?
I know,
So,
it's okay.
So we have Gabby here, who AKA is the witness to the
Mrs.
fall.
Harrison.
The fall. She was
Yeah.
here. So,
Oh my God.
Yeah, address
Yeah, it
her
was right there.
correctly.
so
This is
Her
Miss
name
Harrison
is
you're
Mrs.
speaking to.
Harrison.
so Mrs. Harrison, the Gabbers, she was here for the fall. So I figured it'd be a
Can
funny.
I just tell the story?
Yeah.
It's
So I
pretty
come
awesome.
home
No,
and
well,
go
I'm
ahead.
telling the story.
Right.
So he comes home after disc golf. He did
Victorious.
really well. So we have a cat named Snow, and he was talking
He's
shit
fat.
to the cat. Oh, well, he's not fat.
He's big. He's big bellied
voluptuous. He's
That's way
voluptuous.
better.
He's thick.
He's
oh,
thick.
he's thick though.
with like
He's-
5 C's
yes.
and a K.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he doesn't die. And his limbs would- Whatever. Anywho, we'll get on to the next. So he's talking shit to the cat like, I'm this big hot shot. Essentially, I did this today, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. Darren just got out of the shower, so he puts his bathrobe on,
Which I never do.
which he never does.
I
but it
never
says
walk around in
Mr.
a
Har-
robe.
Yes. So he's walking down the stairs because he needs to do laundry. So as he's talking shit to the cat, he tumbles down the stairs, and you hear this huge thump. And Darren, he jokes all the time. So I'm like, oh my God, what did he do? But I was also kind of nervous. So I run and I look over the edge, and this guy's just like laying there on the ground. He's like, has a like, help me, like, where's my life alert kind of like, feel to it.
After he just got done calling Snow a pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
Cream
The
puff.
irony of it all.
Cream puff.
And so I run down the stairs. I'm like, can I help you out? What can I do? And he's like, don't touch me. I just need to lay here for a minute. And he's like, examining himself. And then he like finally pulls himself up. And, luckily there wasn't severe damage. However, poor thing, fell down the stairs naked in a bathrobe, talking shit to the cat.
Did your hip hurt?
No, I didn't hurt my hip. I hurt my knee.
Yeah, but the knee's like at a what now?
It's like
The
an
knee's
8.
at
Yeah.
the 8, but he definitely
It's like an
babied
8.
it for a
Is
few
this the
weeks.
knee
Yeah.
that you had to get a cortisone shot in?
Yeah, and the knee that I snapped and had to get like surgically repaired. It's got a couple screws in it and stuff. It's
Oh.
goofy.
So
Yeah,
it was kind
that's
of a
the
big
Spider-Man
deal.
knee.
Yeah.
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 It was
Yeah.
kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
But we make light of it.
Yeah. But it was embarrassing because I was in a
Super
robe and I never wear a
embarrassing.
robe.
Yeah.
Like it's literally
Much less, butt
Yeah.
ass naked.
And just
Yeah.
talking all this shit to Snow.
I was just telling
our,
her.
all
our
this
cat.
shit.
You
our
creep.
4-year-old
Look at how
cat.
great I am.
I was just telling how great
You're
I am.
nothing. Your mom's gonna get it. Yada yada.
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna bang it out.
Yeah. So
Sexy
so is that
times on pause.
we still went and got
Dairy
we still went
Queen.
and got Dairy Queen though.
Did
Yeah.
you get sexy time?
No.
Okay.
No.
We shut that down real quick.
We got home from Dairy Queen. I laid down. I put ice on my knee.
It wasn't appealing.
And then
Gabby was like, "Oh, baby."
Oh,
I
shit.
spoke with my Nona like a few days later. My Nona, she's like, what, 88 years old? And she was like, oh, no, not a month in. You're already taking care of him. I was like, I know. This is what I get for marrying a man 19 years older than
Oh,
me.
my God.
Why did no one prepare me for this?
everyone prepared you for it. They're like, you're just going to end up taking care of him. She's like, it'll be fine. It'll be later.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
July.
A month into our marriage.
Did Snow come and try to get treats
She's
from
like,
you?
I thought I
No.
at least had 5 years.
Yeah, seriously.
I
at
think
least
Snow
a
was just
minimum
standing
of
at the top of the
10.
stairs like, who's talking shit now, bitch? Look
Oh,
at you.
yeah.
He
He was
turns around,
happy.
flips his tail.
He just
Whatever.
got
whatever.
to cuddle with
Yeah.
his mom for the past few days. So
Yeah,
was
he laid in
happy.
your spot in the bed with the football.
Absolutely.
He's like, you're at the end of the bed now.
I've never fallen
Bye.
down the stairs. Yeah, so that was
Oh
that
my
was
God.
that. And then Gabby helped a bit with the healing process.
It said, did Snow come and give you kisses while you were lying naked on the floor?
Nope.
No, he was scared shitless. He
He's
ran
like,
out of
"Whoa,
the
what's
bed.
going
He was like,
on?"
what's going on?
It was, anytime you watch a hero, and you realize
Take
that
a
they're
fall like that?
yeah, and you realize they're just human.
Just
you
freaked out.
You put them up on such a pedestal,
Oh my
which is
God.
where I live for most people. And like the fact that I'd
Absolutely.
fallen and gotten hurt,
It was a big
I think he was
deal
having a
to
hard
him.
time evaluating everything.
I think so.
Yeah,
He gained a few pounds.
yeah.
He's like, that's my dad.
Yeah.
That's my
what am I
hero.
going to do
Yeah,
that
That's
day?
Yeah.
my that's,
That's
my
my
everything.
guy.
Yeah,
That's
my
my
hero.
everything.
Absolutely.
How am I supposed to go on?
If it could happen to him,
Right.
Yeah.
What could
What's he
happen
gonna
to
do to
me?
me later?
what is he gonna do to me?
That could happen to him. What's going to happen to me?
Oh my!
Oh my God.
All right, so Hannah, you're going to look into starting a podcast, which is why you're here. We're going to go over some of the technical stuff after the podcast,
Right.
not during. But
Right.
your podcast that you're looking to do, what is the format you're looking to have for your podcast?
You got to explain that to me.
Like what do you
want a podcast about?
Yeah.
What do I want to cut? Okay,
Yeah.
so since I'm single,
Mhm.
I was with my ex. My ex and I started dating when I turned 19.
Okay.
Baby.
Sounds hot.
Yeah, so I was young.
You
I
have the
got
bathroom?
No.
Okay. I thought someone said they had to pee.
Didn't
No.
you just say
Okay.
that?
No, I just said a baby.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought she said she had to pee too. So I met my ex when
I was
I
like-
was I met my ex when I was 19 and we got married when I was 22, divorced by the time I was 24 and I'm 25 now.
Mhm.
But the thing is, him and I still, even though we got divorced when I was 24 in January of 2020.
No. Were you 24?
Yeah.
You're 23.
Mm-mm.
Oh, 24.
Oh, no, no. Yes.
yeah, 23.
three.
And then your birthday was shortly after.
Yeah, my birthday was a month later. Even
Happy
though
birthday to me.
Yeah. Literally. So even though we got divorced,
Nailed it.
the communication between him and I never stopped. And that was like super toxic because like neither one of us like would allow ourselves to move on, I guess you could say.
So were you just like talking shit back and forth
Yeah.
or something?
And then
Essentially.
Sometimes
Essentially.
good, sometimes bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Not just like all totally negative.
Not
You're just like
a majority of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But not all of it.
Okay.
There'd be like those random phone calls. I miss you. I want to work on things, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So even though we were divorced, we never like fully stopped talking to each other until March of this year.
Okay.
So I feel like I've never actually gotten the chance, even though, I mean, I was single back then, don't get me wrong, but like I never like allowed myself to like fully move on completely until March of this year.
Yeah.
So
And you were marching on.
yeah, I was marching forward.
Marching
I just
forward.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to contribute.
Should,
like it.
should that be the podcast name?
Marching forward.
Marching
I like
forward.
it.
Yeah.
So basically, since then, though, I've gone on plenty of shitty dates.
Nice.
They're
I-
awesome.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Any of
Yeah.
them with disc golfers?
No, shockingly. So
Okay.
maybe that's my type, secretively.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I just don't
I
know
don't-
it
I
yet.
don't
Yeah,
think-
the
I don't
disc
think
golfer
so.
8 of 10.
Yeah.
Who wants to hook
Nope.
up with
I
my
have
girlfriend?
a funny story about a disc golfer though.
5'7",
Ooh.
blue eyes, blonde hair, great ass.
I have green
Huh?
eyes, but thanks.
Oh.
I thought you were saying what she was looking for. I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh.
Hannah's not going for 5'7".
No, I'm saying this babe is
Oh.
5'7".
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You must be at least this tall to, well,
Stuff your face in this ass. Anyways,
A real man.
so
Only real
Cut the
men eat
shit.
ass.
exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
cut the shit, Larry.
Yeah.
So basically, my podcast is, as of right now, I want something that has longevity though. So I don't want to just talk about my dating life and all the shitty dates that I've been on.
Yeah.
but that's a majority of what it's going to be
That's
about
the
right
launch
now.
off.
So is it going to be
Boy.
like a self-venting, like
Kind
get it
of.
out there, and
Yeah.
it's not like only just said to
Yeah.
Talking
Larry?
about other
Yeah.
people's lives too.
Yeah,
and-
like being 25, coming out of a pandemic, having to move back home, it's like traumatizing in a way. And it's
Yeah.
like, I know I'm not the only one going through this shit, you know?
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of what
Right.
it's going to be about.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's sweet.
I'm excited.
Mhm.
I think
And
you're
then-
going to be super successful.
Only because you've heard all of the stories. So
I
you
know, which is going to be super entertaining.
And then you were going to have some guests and stuff on too, where they could share their
yes.
experiences in this genre of life.
Yes.
Yes.
And even if, like Gabby has plenty of hilarious stories, so do you. I know you do.
Yeah.
So even if it's not necessarily where you're at in life, I think just hearing like funny stories about horrible dates that people have been on,
Yeah.
it almost brings light to be like, okay, I'm not the only one, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one that talked to a freak who told me that he was super successful and then turns out he went to prison for 5 years, you know? So
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
And lied about his age.
and lied about
Really?
his age.
Yeah.
By
Oh,
how
yeah.
many years?
No, it was crazy.
By 5.
Okay.
Oh no, by
no,
3. By
no,
3.
he told people that he was.
Oh, I've had 2 guys lie about their age. So
We're talking about Pauly D.
Pauly D. Pauly D.
Assume name, just so we're clear.
Oh.
Yeah, Pauly D told.
So he wanted to be on Jersey Shore.
So
no,
when
that wasn't
I,
his real name. We're just using
Yeah,
his
yeah,
assumed
yeah.
name.
when
Oh, I
I
see.
when I was talking to him, he did have his real age on there. He
Okay.
was 31, just about to turn 32.
Mm-hmm.
And then when him and I stopped talking, I obviously found him on a dating app again, and he had his age listed at 23.
Oh.
Like, you sick fuck, you went to
Crazy.
jail for 5 years.
Oh my
So
god.
he went
for
to-
hooking up with underage
Age girls.
Oh.
Why are you
So
lying about
he
your
went
age?
to
5
age when
years.
he
Oh my
was.
God.
He
when
tried to play it off like it was like a minor misunderstanding. I was like, you don't go to prison for 5
5
years for
years.
like, oh.
It's
Yeah.
not
Whoops.
jail.
Whoopsies.
It's prison.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, like the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teardrop tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't
like
drop the
murder, you know.
soap.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Krasinski.
So she did that. He's in there for more than 5, but yeah. So
Yeah, but he's in the,
prison.
BFFs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just like, I mean, everyone's gone on a hilarious, I feel like most people have gone on, a shitty date to where they can like look back in hindsight and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, that shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
Well,
But
being
you got
in
a story
their
now,
20s is
though.
crazy.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comedians and stuff. They
Yeah.
pretty damaged.
Trauma.
Whatever.
Trauma
Yeah,
turns
exactly.
into trauma turns into comedy.
So
Yeah.
Gabby, we can I think just to like kick it off so we can get the juices flowing. What is the oddest person or / way that you met somebody or like started to try to date somebody or whatever that was just a disaster? What would you say that was?
Oh my God, my first job. I was 16
Oh
years
my
old.
god, I forgot about this. Yeah.
I was
So did
16
I.
year old. I was
Fucking
16
bitch.
years old.
I love you.
Okay. It is pretty awesome. I'll have to like show you the voicemail. So I was 16 years old. First job. It was like 2 blocks away from my house. No, so I was 15 because I had to walk or I had a bike ride to my first job. Subway. Love their subs, by the
Nice.
way, back in
Eat
the day.
fresh.
Yeah.
Subway was my first gig. Yeah. You got the, 5 foot longs, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I was working there and I probably worked there for like a year and a half, 2 years at that point. And I was,
You just
making
keep that and we'll share
sandwiches.
this. 'Cause
Okay.
It's going to be really loud.
Okay.
that
So I
rolling
was like,
across table.
okay.
Okay.
I'm telling a story. But anyhow, I was making, our footlongs and whatnot. And this guy comes in. What should we call him?
Jeff.
D.
D. Oh.
D.
D.
Well, you're D.
Yeah.
This
She
is D
calls
for
him
the.
D.
We'll call him Jeff.
We'll call him Jeff. Okay,
Okay.
so Jeff comes in.
All I
and
picture is Dahmer right now.
he is, ordering whatever. And he, finds me, like, pretty attractive. Making, like, these, like, subtle comments, whatever. Have a good day, Jeff. That's the end of it.
Right.
He comes in again.
But it wasn't the end of it.
It was not the end of it. Because he comes in again. And then
he
he asks,
purposely. He
Yes.
purposely.
Like after
came.
he left.
Yeah.
Like
after
same.
he
Like.
left. Yeah.
Okay.
And then came in again. And
The
he
same day
asked
or a different day?
the same day.
Oh, he came in
Yeah.
the same day
The
again.
same day
He
again.
ate his foot long,
He
got
ate
up
his-
some confidence, was like, I'm going to ask this chick out.
Yep. So then he was like small talking with me and he said something along the lines of like, yeah, are you in school right now? And I was like, yeah.
I'm a junior.
No, I didn't say that.
I
said,
thought you said I'm a junior, and he thought that you were in college.
oh, yes. I said I was a junior, and I said, so I have one more year left of school. So he interpreted it as a junior in college. He did not interpret it as a junior in high school.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, cool. You
So
know,
needless
we
to
should
say, Gabby has
go on a date sometime. And I was like, absolutely. Like, this guy's pretty attractive. Like, not necessarily my type, but like, I'm into it. I like, I search for what's inside
needless
someone.
to say, Gabby has always been into older guys.
No, well, this is where the older guy began. So anywho, we exchanged phone numbers, and then he like contacts me, I don't know, maybe like a few days later, and then we hit it off. Should I get into detail? What other details?
Well, how did you tell him you were a junior in high school and not in
Yeah,
college?
this is the whole thing.
Yeah, this is about how it was weird. The fact that someone picked you up working at Subway is not weird.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we
bravo or
went
whatever.
on
Hold
a
on. Just a
date.
shout out to the disc golf community. It can happen.
Yeah.
I know we all spend a lot of time in Subways. Girls at Subway can be picked up.
Yeah.
Yes.
You go at lunch,
I'm a
you get
prime
the Subway,
example.
and then you go back after the tournament,
Yeah.
and you get the phone number.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure she's 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anywho, we exchange phone numbers. We then go on a date, like a handful of days later.
Okay.
And I'm like talking to him, and he was like, yeah, so what school are you going to? And I go, I go to Romeo High School. And he goes, wait, what? Romeo High School? I was like, yeah, like I'm almost like graduating junior year onto my senior year. And he was like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, so how old are you? Like, what do you do? And he was very like weird about telling me his age.
Yeah.
So I knew that was a red flag, but I was also kind of intrigued. So I was like, okay, this is a challenge. I'm into it, baby. Like,
Oh my
let's get
God.
to it. So I then start asking him more questions about like his work. How long has he been working for his family's company? Blah, blah, blah. Very vague answers.
How many
2,
times has he
3,
met Chris
4,
Hansen?
5 years, whatever. So I, at that point I was like, listen, I'm not going to get like the details out of him. Like, this is up to me now.
Right.
I got to investigate, and I'm into it. So, so what I end up doing is, because he told me he went to Romeo, I was in yearbook at the time. So I had yearbook
Bossing
and
up in
news
yearbook.
Boss, yes, I was
Nice.
an editor.
This
and
is
yearbook.
prime investigator skills, investigation
Yes.
skills.
This guy's fucked.
So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's start at 5 years, because he says he's worked for his dad's company for X amount of time. So maybe he's this age. I don't know. I look into the yearbook, 5 years. I don't see anything. 6 years, don't see anything. 7 years, don't see anything. 8 years, don't see anything. Finally, after looking at the 9th year, I then find out how old he is. And I'm like, this motherfucker is 9 years older than me, and he's like not telling me what's going on. He knows I'm this age. And, at that point I was like, well,
I'm
let's
in.
just get into it. This is fun. I've never
She's
done
like, my
anything
toes
like
are
this.
already in. I might as well just dive right
exactly.
in.
Yeah.
So then I end up on our like 3rd date. We went to Cliff Bell's. Yeah, that's what it was. We went to Cliff Bell's in Detroit, and he had this table reserved. Have you ever been to Cliff Bell's, first and foremost?
I've never.
We
heard of
went.
it.
We went,
Yeah.
but have either of you two gone?
Nope.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
So it's this beautiful like jazz bar. Awesome food. And then at the front, there's this huge stage. But on the side, there is like this table that you can reserve, and it's like, super intimate and whatnot. So he reserved it for us that evening. And we sit down, we're bullshitting for a little bit. And then I was like, so here's the deal. You're not being honest with me. I've done my investigation, and I know the truth.
Wait, when you said actually, did you pull out like a manila envelope and then like have like proof
Not
and shit?
towards
this guy, but And then he was just like, yeah, you're right. I am 9 years older than you, and I really like you, and schmoozed me, and I was like, already in. So I was like, you know what? I think it'll be fun. I mean, it might be a fun little summer romance, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah.
And then didn't you guys end up dating for almost a year?
We dated for like 8 or 9 months. See, my cutoff time is 10 and a half months. I know I'm going to be with a guy. If I once that 10 and a half months comes up, I'm like, okay, am I going to leave or am I going to stay? I don't know why it's 10 and a half months. Super random.
That's your sweet
Yeah.
spot.
But whatever. And it was probably like 8 or 9 months. So the reason why ultimately we had broken up is
Because it was a felony.
Well, so when I met him, he was sober, so you would say. Finding out a little bit later on, of course, because, he's not a super honest individual. He was on probation for, drinking and driving, so he couldn't drink for a year or some change. His probation let up, and that's when he was like, hey, maybe we should like have a cocktail or whatnot. So then he started drinking, and then it became a thing of like he would just go on benders.
Yeah, but how did you start drinking with him?
With him? Well, honestly,
Did
I know
you
this is
never
like
get
bad. This is bad on my part, but I was just like super intrigued. Like, hey, you've been sober, and he's like super proud of like his sobriety,
Well,
even
no,
though
you weren't
he
21 at the time. So how would you?
He's
get-
obviously
obviously
buying
he's
her booze.
buying me booze.
Well,
Also-
why am I
okay,
not like
but
gonna
I'm
take
not-
advantage of it?
I'm not
Yeah.
talking about drinking at his house. I'm talking about like when you guys would go out, would you drink?
No.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I mean, he would always like, not always, but he would bring something in the car if I wanted to.
Okay.
But I was like kind of, I don't really know. Sometimes I would, sometimes I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So his sobriety date, which was actually his probation date, uplifted. And then at that point, I was like, oh, we should have a drink. Like, because then he was honest, like, hey, I was on actually probation, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, let's have a drink. I think it'd be fun. I want to see
gonna
you
be a blast.
intoxicated. Like,
Buy me some booze.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll just add it to the charges. We'll be
So,
fine.
It
Yeah.
was the beginning of the end. And then he started going on his benders, and, he would call me drunkenly. We'd make up, break up, make up, break up. And then, it just got really, really toxic.
Sloppy.
Very sloppy.
Very sloppy.
So we broke up, and then he stalked me for like a year and a half. Which was
Really?
great. Oh, yeah. He would like come into my work, sit at the bar, order a beer. He would drive past my house. Now, he lives 25 minutes from me.
Oh
I
my
live in
God.
downtown Romeo. Keep in mind. So
At
he would
the
like
time,
drive
yeah.
Yes, at the time. He would drive past my house, and I would like block him on all things, social media, phone numbers. So then he would get on those like apps where it'd be like a fake number. They would text you, they would call you. So he would like continue to do that, and then just like so much built up over time. Like he sent me a video of him like having sex with someone to our song. Like it was really, really bad.
Was she over 18?
I wouldn't know.
Did you ask
Probably
him?
not.
Like she
Did you
sends that.
ask
He's
him?
like, is she 18?
Probably not.
I don't know. I mean,
video.
God
Yeah.
bless
Is
his
this a
soul.
felony?
God bless his soul. But it was not
God.
good. And I think that's where a lot of my trauma began with guys, and then, just like trusting them as individuals. But,
Mm-hmm.
you meet the one, and
When you know, you know.
Yeah.
then
That's
you never
Darren.
know.
Yeah, it's me.
So, anywho, Subway. That is where
Eat
I got
fresh.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Not
That's wild.
a long-term situation, but I had a really funny random meeting of somebody, and then it just going like 1,000 red flags, and then me being out.
Yeah.
When I was at Columbia, I was there, and I was like walking around, and it was like activities day, so kind of in their like quad. It's not really the quad. It's on like the middle of campus. They have a table for every group, every activities group has a table.
Mhm.
And so I was like walking around with one of my friends, and we were just like chilling. It was like a Friday, and I'm like walking around, and then I saw this girl with like a corset on holding a whip. And I was like, well, we're going over there. I wanna
My
see-
type of woman.
I want to see what the fuck
Yeah.
is going on here. So I go over, and the university has a BDSM club.
Wow.
And I was
Really?
like, yeah.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, well, I'm in
Yeah.
for sure.
Crazy.
So I put my name down on the sheet, my email,
You're like,
whatever.
are you gonna whip me?
I was like, when are we going to meet?
Yeah.
She's
Can
like,
we start now?
She's like, our first meeting's in a week, blah, 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 whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So I like marked it on my calendar or whatever, and I was like, I'm going. So like,
Putting
Let me
that plan out
pencil
really
you in
quick.
real
it was
quick.
like red Sharpie. I was like, don't miss this. So anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. So I went to the meeting. I walked into the meeting, and it was super creepy. Like the people that were there were just like super, super creepy.
Okay.
Nothing against Hot Topic, but basically,
Were they greasy?
yeah,
Yeah.
It was like it was literally like Hot Topic, like
No judgment.
no
either.
judgment.
No judgment.
I don't know. It's just like
Judgment-free
greasy,
zone.
not gothy, but just like I don't know, just beat up weird fucking people. And you had to go around, introduce yourself, and then if you had any kinks or like if there was something specific you were into, whether you were a top or a bottom or whatever it was, this and that. And,
Oh my God.
and I was there and I was just like looking around and I'm like, my name's Darren and
I'm an alcoholic.
I'm not. No, I didn't know that then. But I was
didn't
like,
know that then.
I was like, well, I'm not really into getting hit, but you know, like, I'm here for you. Like, I don't know what I said. I said something funny, and I was like, okay. And then you know, everyone went through, and then this one guy was like, my name's Zod or something. And he's like, you will kneel before me, and I was like, all right. He was like super great. I was just like, I don't want any part of this. Like the girl who led the group was like hot.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not going to hang out in this environment for that. Like, it's just not worth it. I could do this on my own.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't need to be here.
Oh my God.
And there was like one like other good-looking girl that I found attractive. Everybody there was good-looking. Everybody is good-looking, but like there was one other person that I was attracted to, and I was like, boom. So I laughed, and then I like instantly like went to go have beers with my friends, and they're like, "How was it?" Because I was so pumped about it all week. I was like, "Dude, you know there's like an S&M club," and whatever. So then we went to go have drinks, and they were asking me about it, and I was like, "It was a train wreck." And they're like, "Yeah, obviously." And I was like, "Whatever." I'm an optimist. I figured I was gonna go there. It was gonna be amazing, and whatever. So fast forward like 2 weeks, I'm at some place. I was in like the study, like I was studying in this room. This girl, the other girl, not the leader of the group, but the other girl that was there that I found attractive, like walked up, sat next to me, looks me right in the eye, and she's like, "Hey, you were at that meeting." And I was like, "Yes, I was." And she was like, "We should hang out sometime." And I was like, "Yes, we should." She was like, "Cool." She's like, "Here's my information, whatever."
Here's
And
my business card.
I won't get into her first name, but her last name was Payne, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
And she's like, "My name's blah 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 Payne." And I was like, "Cool name." She's like, "Yeah, it's very fitting." And I was like, "Okay." She's like, I forget whatever, but she was like, "I wish I hang out, get some drinks, whatever." I was like, "Okay, cool." So we went to like go get some drinks, and she was like talking it up, like blah 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 this and that. She's like, "Well, I like, you know," and it was like really kind of extreme for me, which is extreme. She's like, "Oh, you know, I like this and whatever." And it's basically like being tied up, getting hit, like choked, whatever it is. And
She
yada, yada.
liked that, or she liked doing that?
No,
to
that was
people?
what she liked.
Okay.
I think had I said like I'm into getting hit, like she probably would have never approached me in the future.
Okay.
But because I was like, I'm not into getting hit, but
She was like,
I'm-
"Sweet, you can
I'm
hit
here
me."
for whatever. And she was like, "Yeah, like I'm down."
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And instantly, like, I have a lot of like trust issues with people as far as like that stuff goes. So I was like, yeah, I just need to get together some kind of like consent situation because I don't want this to come back later where you're like, do this to me. And then like 2 weeks later, like I'm facing some charges and somebody's like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, so I have to like check with somebody to
Yeah.
figure out like what that is in terms of like writing or video consent or whatever it was. And, so I talked to somebody and like, you just need a video of them like on video saying like, I am consenting to like these following things, whatever it is, and this is the date and whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So then I had her over my house, which was maybe not the best idea, but
This house?
no, this is when I lived in New York.
Okay.
So I lived in this like dungeon shitty apartment. My bedroom was like 6 feet wide by like 9 feet
Did
deep.
you have a headboard at the time?
No, I actually built a lofted bed
Oh.
into the thing because my room was so small. So I had like a lofted bed. Then under that, I built a desk, and then on one side I had like a closet.
Okay.
And then I had my big toolbox that was in there because I had done contracting work, and that was basically my whole. Oh, and I had my speed bag.
The one that's at the workshop?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
in there, and then I had a TV on top of the speed bag so that way you could watch TV when you were in the bed.
Okay.
It was tiny. Like when I laid side to side in the room, like my feet hit the wall, my head hit the wall. That's how wide the room was. And then from the lofted bed to like the ceiling was like, if I did this, I could hit the ceiling. There wasn't a lot of room.
Okay.
So
Oh my gosh.
she came over and she's like, blah, blah,
Small
blah.
space.
And she's like, well, I'd really like to be like restrained. And I was like, well, I can put something together. So I'm handy. So I like built something and whatever. I tied this thing to the ceiling to like hold your arms out. And then
I've never heard this.
I figured
story.
something out to like, so it'd keep your feet spread apart. Like I had this like metal.
Oh my
Holy
God,
shit,
who did
Darren.
I marry?
I came up with this
Oh
on the
my
spot.
God.
So there's this like hollow metal bar that I had, and I put like a wire through it, and then you could like tie your feet so that way you couldn't like close your legs.
I'm getting so excited right now.
Me too.
And
Like,
then I had a level, like a 6-foot level that you could like tie your hands to on the level, and then I had a pulley on the top so you could like raise it up.
Okay.
So you could either be like restrained, like fully standing up, or you could have like some leeway to move your arms a little bit, but you couldn't bring your arms like in.
So kind of like what Gabby did to you on that TikTok. where
Yes.
She took. Okay.
Yes, but
okay.
you were tied to it.
Okay.
And it was on a pulley, so you could like move this way.
Okay. Have you ever watched 365?
No.
Oh, there's a scene where the guy ties the girl to the bed,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure what you're describing is very similar to that.
So I was really impressed with it. And then I was really excited because I was like, okay, this is going to be sweet. So I put that together.
Were you like, wait, I need you to sign this real quick?
No, I had to do the video. I was like, here, I need you to do the video. And like phones with cameras were a thing, but phones with like video, I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So I like borrowed like a little digital camera with like the thing from one of my friends so I could get the
really
video.
wanted to get
I was like, I need
banged.
to borrow this. So I was like, yeah, this is gonna be cool. So she came over and I like built the thing before she came over because she was like, well, you know, and I was like, well, I'll set something up, you know, like I'm handy, whatever. So I'd set it up, and she came over and she was like, yeah, and I was like, well, with the video, and she was like, yeah, I don't know, and I was like, well, nothing's gonna happen if I don't do the video. Like I'm totally not down for opening myself to that kind of liability. And she's like, all right, we can do the video. She's like, but I want to like do some like just like I have to get comfortable with you before that. And I was like, well, yeah, it'd be weird, you know what I mean? Like we've never like we went out to get the drinks the one time or whatever. And she was like, yeah. And then it was just like a shit ton of like game playing. Like,
so did you guys fuck or
no? I didn't.
Wait, elaborate.
It was a lot of like. So then when she was like, okay, blah blah blah, like you know, like we got to do some stuff to like loosen this up or whatever. I was like, okay. And I was like, what do you want to do to loosen it up? She's like, I want to choke you. And I was like, yeah, it's not really like, it's not what I'm here for.
My
You know what I mean? She's like, well, if you're going to choke me, like I want to be able to choke you, you know, whatever. So I was like, all right, whatever.
So he's like, go
I was
for
like,
it.
okay. So I was
Go for
just
it.
sitting there like staring at her and she like choked me and nothing like intense or anything like that. And I was like,
Was
okay.
it like a
It was like two hands, like for real.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And then,
so she lied.
well, then I was like, all right, this is a little weird. And then she was like, okay, now you can choke me. And she's like, I'll tap your arm if it's too hard or whatever. And so I like choked her. And then like, it was just really awkward. So I
Yeah.
stopped and she's like, that pressure was fine. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I'm like, so do you want me to tie you up or like, what's the thing? She's like, well, no, not that. Like we should like go out, you know what I mean? Or whatever. So like we left there to go out for drinks. And then after that, it just got really weird. Like every time I'd study, she'd come over and like sit by me and then like ask me like if I was talking to someone else, like who was that you were talking to? Like what she got like really clingy and really like jealous.
And you guys haven't even
We never like I don't even remember if we made out. We might have like kissed. But like nothing, like I didn't see her naked, like I never took my clothes off, nothing like that. But then like while I was at
taking a turn.
Yeah.
while I was at school though, she'd like run into me and if I was talking to somebody, like she'd come up and then just I remember she'd just stand there like quiet, like watching. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? She's like, nothing. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I was like, I'm out, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of this. Like, if this is so weird now, and I haven't even like beat the shit out of you, like, how
with your consent.
How
With your consent
I haven't-
on video.
I haven't consensually beat the shit. Like, I'm like, this is just gonna be fucking weird. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So I got out. It took a while to like scrape it off my shoe and be like clear of what was going on. And then like I had met someone else, and they're like, weren't you dating blah 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 before? And I was like,
Oh my
no.
God.
And they were like, I had talked to her and she said that you guys had dated. And I was like, no, very specifically not. So then I like went to talk to her to address it. And she got like all fucking super like confrontational weird with me. And I was like, she's like, so you're okay with like doing all this other stuff, but like you wouldn't be okay to date me and whatever. And I was like, dude, like.
I'm out.
Well, if you wanted to date, you should have approached the situation with that, not
Yeah, like
SMN shit.
yeah, like
Yeah.
S&M.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was more like, hey, do you want to tie me up and you know like whatever? And I was like, yeah. It wasn't like, hey, we should go out sometime. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay. So like I just got out of it, and then like she had dated someone else, and then like I don't know if any like weird shit went on, but then like she had super stalked him, and it became like a big social thing. Like all these people were like talking about it. It was whatever, and he was like fucked up. And I went and talked to him, and I was like, yeah, I just had like this interaction with her, and he's like, she's trying to ruin my life and whatever. And I was like.
There's some
Yeah, I don't know-
crazy bitches out there.
I don't know how you didn't see the red flags and get out. Like, I don't know if you were just like mesmerized with like, oh, because she was good looking. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Did she ask to choke you too?
yeah, I was just like, dude.
That's probably what it was. He was probably just blinded by like, dude, whatever.
yeah, like
whatever.
I'm in. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was it. But then later on, I found out they actually, like the thing that I engineered for your legs, I found out that they actually make that. And then
Yeah.
I was like, sweet. Like, I came up with that idea on my own, but it's actually
You
like a
should
thing.
have.
Good job, baby.
What
Yeah.
is it called? Trademark? No,
Patented?
Patented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was already a thing that existed at the
Oh,
time.
oh,
when I
okay.
came up
That's
with
why
it.
he's proud of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know about that, but I
Yeah.
did invent it. I invented
Yeah.
something that was already invented. I've
Yeah,
done that a
he
lot.
just invented it to himself. He probably saw it like at some point and just like banked it at some point,
Yeah.
not realizing it.
See, like that. Those are the types of stories that I want to tell on my podcast.
Yeah.
Just like crazy out of this world. And even if it was like a good experience, if it's funny, that's what I plan on talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend came over after that. It was like, why do you have a hook in your ceiling? And I was like, I would just like
I
chronically.
was hanging plants.
No, I would just like chronically like leave
I had a
out.
green thumb.
I would just leave out all of my involvement with other women, and then like she would like.
Is this the crazy ex that we
No,
talked-
no. This is a different
No.
ex. So she came over and she was like, "Why do you have a hook in your ceiling?" And I was like, "Oh," I was like, you know, gonna hang something from it or whatever. And she was like what? And I was like, I don't know, like we were going out to like get a drink or something. So we went out to get a drink, and I just told her the whole thing. I was like, so this is the thing, and she's like, that's so fucking dumb and whatever. And she had gone to Columbia,
Yeah.
So she was like, I didn't know they had and I was like, yeah, you wouldn't know, whatever. But
Like, you're not cool enough.
Of course not.
you're not drawn in by women in leather carrying whips in the middle of the town.
Latex.
Yeah, she was leather,
Yeah.
but I was
Oh,
like,
it was leather.
I was like, so
Jeez.
whatever.
Ooh, premium.
I was like, so that was the hook. And she's like, well, what did you make? And I was like, well, I used and like whatever. And she's like,
You went into it.
oh yeah. So she was like, oh, I want to see it. And I was like, okay, well, I'll show it
Did
to
you
you.
use it on her?
Yeah. So then she was
Hell
like,
yeah.
she's like,
At least
Get
it didn't
it.
go to waste.
Get it.
she was like, well, I always wanted to like try something like that. And I was like,
And that's
All right.
probably what you were expecting when you signed up for the club, right?
what?
Let's get it.
Well, I was expecting
What?
pretty much what happened until it got weird. I figured I'd walk in.
Yeah.
Like I was hoping everybody would be sweet. Like I had things I wanted to try out.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like someone that's like open to trying new things and being like, okay, let's do it. Not like some weirdo that thought you guys were dating.
Yeah. So that was it.
God.
I only used it the one time. That was it. It wasn't as sweet as I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
And
You
then
live and you learn.
Then I moved on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I took the hook down.
Yeah.
Did you save the hook?
No, I took the
Oh.
cable out of the bar, and I was like,
The
well,
rest
that's
was history.
the thing. That's what
Yeah.
happened. The funny part was my room had double doors.
Mm-hmm.
It was right off the kitchen,
Yeah.
and there was no like way to like lock or really close the doors. So even when the doors were closed, there was like a gap that you
Yeah.
could see into.
Yeah.
And I had like a 450-pound roommate that would like just cook all the time. So I remember like we came back from the bar and they were home, and I was like, this is about to be really fucking weird. And I was like, whatever. And so like it had happened, and there was like, it made a lot of noise, and like they didn't complain or anything like that. But I remember the next day, like I came home from school and I was like, what's going on, guys? And they were like,
Nothing.
nothing, how's it going? I was like, it's good, I'm gonna go to bed.
Did you hear anything
I
last
was
night?
like, it was good. Yeah,
Just
it was,
act like you didn't.
it was pretty fun.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you repurpose any of that stuff at all?
I
And
used the
then-
level.
Okay.
I used the level. I'm sure the hook went somewhere.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just for the sake of like, someone's like, oh, this is sweet, blah, blah, blah. And like, yeah, actually, I tied someone up with that before.
No.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's the cable that's on the wall right there.
yeah.
Got it back.
That's the one.
Good man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that. That was my weird thing of meeting, and then it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was never dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So always get video consent.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially-
It seems like a great idea.
Especially nowadays, because you have you know,
Oh
a
my
camera on
God.
your phone, or you have a video of capability on your phone, so it should be
Yeah. I
easy.
feel like you need video consent for much less now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like talking to people sometimes.
Yeah. This was
Maybe.
this was pre-iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like right before the iPhone came out.
Was this before flip phones too?
No, because I had a
You know, like the brick phones.
I had a phone with a camera on it, and the reason why I got a phone with a camera on it was so I could take pictures of fish that I caught.
Oh my God,
'Cause-
Darren, that's a whole nother story.
Because I lived in New York, and New York's surrounded by water. So I used to go
Yeah.
at night. Like the first 6 months I lived in New York, I'd go fishing every night
Mm-hmm.
because I was living in the wood shop. And so at night, I just like my time was my own, and I just wanted to be alone because I just got done with my like horses thing. So I was like, I went fishing. I'd hop barbed wire fence and then go out on this like shady ass pier and fish. And then I caught this like huge bluefish once, and I had no fucking camera. And I was like, I got to get a phone with a camera. So then I got a phone with a camera.
Is your guys' audience
amazing.
mostly guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, guys, if you're single and you're on a dating app, stop fucking posting photos with fishes. It's not attractive. I
Really?
don't care how big your fish is. I don't fucking care.
What about the shirtless?
Stop that too. And
Okay.
kissy faces.
Women are not into it.
No, we're not.
So then
I
what
think
what
it's
do
for
guys
show
need
for
to see? What do
guys.
guys need
Hold
to
on.
like
Hold on.
Okay.
There's a lot of cross over between disc golfers and fishermen. I don't know.
you can go fishing. Fishing's
Yeah.
fine.
I
Yeah.
don't know if they're
Take-
using the fishing to try to get the ladies, and I'm 99% sure they're not using the disc golf to get the ladies.
Yeah.
Like
no.
if I was single, would I have like a
do you-
disc?
let me-
You'd be like the guy at Stone.
After after
Climb
this
out.
after
Climb
this
out.
podcast,
Yeah.
I will show you how many guys post photos holding a fish and smiling on their dating profile. Listen, if you're on a boat and you're fishing and you like fishing, that's fine. Post a photo of you on the boat while someone's driving the boat and the wind's blowing through your fucking hair, smiling, drinking a beer. That's fine.
Sunset, glasses on.
I don't care about your fish. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not that cool.
Women do not care.
You killed an animal. That's all I see. Like, how dare you kill an animal and be proud of that? You know,
Yeah.
like
Oh my
that's
God.
fucked up. And here's the thing: I eat fish, I eat meat, but I don't care to see that you killed it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just gross.
Who
It's just not
knows?
impressive. And some of the fishes are like this big, and it's like, really? You're taking a picture with that? That's what you're proud of? A fish that's
Okay.
like 2 inches long?
What if I go on there and I have a selfie with my first run destroyer though?
You're what?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to work.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
What
It's
is that?
It's a valuable frisbee.
Yeah. It's worth
Here's the
a
thing: if
couple
you
$100
like
maybe.
disc golfing, then get an action shot of you like throwing the disc. Don't
Not like she's like
not just smiling. Yes.
No.
Or like if you're fishing, get
Yeah.
a photo of you like actually like fishing, like
Yeah.
something that's like candid, you know?
Yeah.
Like in the moment.
All right. So what
That's
are the
funny.
pictures that are successful, and
Yeah.
what are the feelings about unsolicited dick pics? This is a big question.
yeah. And
Do
also
you wanna
what's
start?
like
No,
the
you
golden is there a golden rule for like selfies that are like
If you do a kissy face,
you'll die?
She's out.
you're out.
Okay.
It
He has
doesn't
to be.
matter. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how tall you are. If you do a kissy face, I can't.
It's out.
It's
I haven't
out.
seen the guy kissy fit. Like I've seen it like I
Let
think
me
is
show
trolling.
you.
Okay.
I'll show you
That's
right
fine.
now.
Oh my god.
I
The
feel-
male kissy face.
What was the question that he asked?
What are I basically like the do's and don'ts for guys sending you pictures, and then what are the
Or, like,
thoughts
on
of
apps.
unsolicited? Yeah, and like
Thoughts
Tinder
of
or whatever.
unsolicited
Dick pics. Yes.
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I feel like it's kind of a touchy subject just because if it's like you guys are like, you know, gone on like 1 or 2 dates
Mhm.
and oh my God, you can hear the bathroom. That's so crazy. Yeah, you can really hear it a lot of you.
Yeah. It's okay. A lot of like the weird white noisy stuff is actually not so much in it recorded.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be
so
fine.
disregard. Jesus.
Well, you'll hear that. Oh, way to fucking go.
Disregard.
Yeah.
Look at
Listen, look, this guy's doing both. Not only is he doing a kissy face, but he's fucking holding a fish.
I can't.
No,
I can't.
no. This is what dating at 25 looks like. And just so you know, he's 29.
Oh my God.
You were 29, Steve. Get your shit together.
Whoa. We can't use names. Steve, 29.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Next one's on a four-wheeler.
I just
Nice.
tried to write on him on accident.
Oh,
Oh,
Steve,
oh,
you lucky
Steve.
bastard.
In.
You're
In.
lucky, Steve.
He's gonna get a date on accident because it's gonna turn into a great story.
I feel like with unsolicited dick pics, if you like gone on like 1 or 2 dates, I think it's really gross. Now I think that if you've had like sexy time
Yeah.
and you know you've gone through and like both parties are into it,
Yeah.
then it's entertaining. Like, you know,
Mhm.
Boogie and I, we call each other Boogie.
Yeah, that's our nickname.
You're both
like,
Boogie?
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
both Boogie. So like her and I, when we were dating, even not when you and I were dating, but when we're dating other people,
We can tell them. It's okay. Just kidding.
They don't.
when
I've
people
tried.
would send
doesn't
us
happen.
like pictures or videos, like especially after we have a few drinks, we're into it. We're like, oh my god,
We share that shit,
We share
yeah.
like I'll be like, oh my god, look at this video of Darren. Oh my no,
We've done that.
Look at this video
They
of
forced
this.
me to make a video when they were out drunk. Okay. I'm
Yes,
at home
but
and Gabby's like, send me this
he's a
video. I was
great
like, I don't have
man.
that video. She's like,
Make
it.
one.
Make one.
Really?
Yeah. Now.
Who's the dom in this relationship?
I was like, it's
But-
going to take me a few minutes. She's like,
Get
we're at
ex-
the bar. I need it now.
Get excited now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Gabby has also seen videos and pictures of my ex, so
Yes, that's true. So I think it's like pretty arousing. And then like, you know, we're like giddy about it. And then at the same time, we're like, oh my God, we can't wait to go home or
Mhm.
go to this guy's house and like you
Get
know,
it
go
on.
on. Yeah, exactly. But if it's like, you know, I feel
But
like if you
that's
haven't
like
followed.
solicited. That's not unsolicited.
No, I'm
Yeah.
okay, but I'm saying like let's just say you didn't send that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't ask for you to send it and you just sent it after we've had sexy time.
Yeah.
Personally, I would be into it.
Okay.
Because, you know, both of us are like, okay, we like this. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's a difference though. Like when you're dating somebody and they send it to you, you're like, okay, like I don't know, when I'm dating somebody, I put all my energy into them. So it's like, oh, okay, he's excited and he's thinking about me. So like, we're going to flirt.
Oh, okay.
We're going to
totally
sex.
misunderstood this.
But if it's just someone you're talking to and they send you a random dick pic,
I'm not into it.
No, that's fucking weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But I will say there is this double standard between men and women. Like if I was to send a guy that I'm talking to like a sexy lingerie photo, he's not going to be like, ew, why'd you send that to me? You know?
Right.
Right.
You know?
Because
So-
then the follow-up would be like, why aren't you a dude?
yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, but
love is love.
But
Yeah.
if like a guy was to send me a dick pic,
Yeah.
it'd be like, ew, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
I
Like,
feel like those
Though-
situations every time, like at least some way in my mind is like, okay, we're all talking right now.
yeah.
And then I just like stand up and pull my dick out. It's
Right.
like all it is.
Yeah.
Not
So what's the
going
problem?
to.
This is what I
I
think.
don't understand.
Not that there's anything wrong with this.
I don't get it.
But that's what I think what it boils down to is like usually, no offense, guys,
Yeah.
but like when guys see something attractive, it's easier for you guys just to like pop one. For women, like you have to be some way stimulated.
Yeah.
You know, so like if you just like send it to me, I'm not stimulated at all.
Yeah.
We're not.
I'm
Girl-
just talking
girl boners
shit
are
about
different.
it.
Yeah, you just asked me what I had for lunch. Like, why do I care about your dick? Like, that's just gross.
Oh my God.
Because I'm thinking, look at what you could have for dinner.
That's not what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh.
You need to
Kielbasa?
kielbasa.
Some Polish sausage.
Yee.
Yummy.
You know, so like for girls, like you have to stimulate their mind before you can, stimulate their body. Because if they're mentally not there, you're not going to get an arousal out of them.
Absolutely.
So with guys, though, you can show them like
Ooh.
a fucking orange that looks like it's a vagina, and they're like thinking.
I
dirty
gotta
thoughts.
go. I gotta-
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go beat one off real quick.
Yeah.
So I used to do the IRL dick pic, like, like, I don't know how to describe it, but so I have the tattoo of the chief on my leg,
Okay.
and I used to never wear underwear. I didn't wear underwear until I was like old in
Same.
life. So I'd be like early 20s at the bar, especially when I worked in horses, and then like after some drinks or whatever, I'd be like, "You want to see the chief?" And they'd be like, "What?" And then I'd just like open up my pants and then like hold with my hand my package to like show them the tattoo, and they were like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, that's the chief. What did you think I was doing?" And they were like, "Oh."
Is that the whole reason why you got the chief in the first place?
No, but it
It's just
definitely
a happy
after I got
coincidence?
it, I was like, "This is going to be money."
See, but like
Oh
dating.
my
Okay, if we were dating,
Yeah, but this was before dick pics because phones didn't have cameras.
right? If we were dating and
Yeah.
you did some shit like that, that would get me stimulated.
Yeah, so it worked.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
I feel like it would.
So then
Oh, that
after
was
that,
very
after
Note
aggressive.
that,
to self. Get
because
a tattoo
it's
on your
not
leg.
it's not the like full exposure, but it's more
Right.
what it's like the hint of like it's right
And
there.
it's the curiosity.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then like later on it'd be like, "Hey, can I see the chief again?" And if that was the case, then I would like mess up with the cover up.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh," and then I'd be like, "Oh God." And
See,
then, like,
my ex
just-
used to do that shit too when we first started talking. He would always wait to get in the shower when I was there. And so
it's
then
like some
one-
Harvey Weinstein shit.
so
That was his move. Oh,
my
you're
God.
here? I got to get in the shower real quick.
well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like
I thought we were talking about business.
he would go in the shower. He wouldn't leave the door open or anything like that. But then eventually I got curious enough because I wanted to wait to do anything sexual. So at one point, I think we were like talking for 3 weeks, and I was like, "Fuck it, I want to see his dick."
Yeah.
So I just walked in the shower. He had no idea, like he couldn't hear me, and I just walked in and I pulled back the shower curtain, and I was like, "Nice," and I walked right out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's a great story.
It's the fact that he's nude and that I was like
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah, it was the suggestion.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it's
stimulating
right
my
there.
mind enough.
Yeah.
The
Inception.
the curiosity was stimulating my mind enough to be like, what am I working with here?
Yeah.
You know?
So
Yeah.
so the equivalent for that for guys is the sundress.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
Yes.
that's the appeal of the sundress because you're like
Yes.
it's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there. And then you move and you can almost see it and you're like, "Damn, it's right there."
Yes.
Shit.
Yes.
Yes, that's the sundress.
100%.
You're like, "God, those shoes look amazing. Can you spin around in them?"
Yeah. Is it weird to carry a leaf blower around? Like just, oops.
Wait, you dropped a quarter
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
Oh,
quick.
That's funny. Yeah, so I always wonder about like because I didn't get Snapchat till we were dating, and then
Yeah.
when we started dating, I didn't know anything about Snapchat. I'm not a big like social media guy, obviously, but Gabby had gotten me into like I had got Snapchat with Gabby, and then she limited who I could be Snapchat friends with,
yes.
even though Gabby's very loose with adding Snapchat friends. But once Snapchat had become a thing, then I was just thinking like I wonder about the unsolicited Snapchat. you know, like how does that work out? And then is it successful or not?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it comes down to the same as everything else. Like if you can read social cues and you have like, you know, good charisma and all that, then you could figure out like when a good time would be for like to make that happen. But I just wonder, like, as a single girl, like how many times is it not the reading social cues and being at the right time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like the caveman. Oh,
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
If she sees this,
Dude,
she's
did you
gonna
even
want
say
me.
words when that came out? No, it was just no, I couldn't.
She said she was at home.
I was totally blinded. It's like, okay, so in that document, have you seen American Vandal?
No.
Okay. I was talking to you about it a little bit. I totally forgot that this even happened. So this very like typical surfer dude sounding guy, beach boy, whatever. They're in Oceanside. Him and his girlfriend going back and forth a lot or whatever. And then they're in the point of like broken up something. She posts on Instagram, home bored, and it's like a selfie pic in her bed with like lingerie on or something.
Yeah.
He took it as, she's calling to me, so I gotta go.
Yeah.
Even though it's on Instagram, he's not like tagged. It's on Instagram for
Yeah.
all to see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's not like, he's nowhere in there,
It was probably-
and he just went.
It was probably meant for me.
Yeah, it was meant for him. Like that's how she talks.
Yeah.
This is her person. You don't know her like I do, and
Yeah.
it just went.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was like it didn't turn into like anything. Like
That's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
just so you know.
nice.
That one, it takes a while for it to refill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, he ended up like showing up or whatever, and she was in her room doing some, I don't know, on camera activities or something.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Hey, I brought you like dog food or some shit," and she's like, "Get the fuck out, I'm busy." And then that was it. I just thought it was like a wild, like, what's your brain doing?
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now? Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
I think that happens with there was a study done about like kind of the not being able to talk in a space where one person just builds up in their head like all this stuff's going on. So one of the examples in the study was there's two people studying in a library, and like one person's here and then the guy's here and then the girl's over there, and it just so happened that like every time he looked over, she was like looking in his direction. She was not looking at him at all any of the times, but he would like look over and then she was looking at him, then he'd like do a thing and then like maybe she would smile,
Yeah.
but like in reality she like didn't even notice him. But
She's probably looking up thinking or something.
right, whatever
Yeah.
it is, and then like over time he had built in his head like this chick really wants me or whatever.
Yeah.
So he went over in the library, like walked over and then like basically like touched her like on her shoulders and was like, do you want to, like, not really, but like, do you want to get out of here? And she
Yeah.
was like, she fucking flipped out. And then like they had like school, like security and stuff get into it. But it was just a study of like all of these cases of that happening where you have like one person like basically in their mind like building up this whole thing of where it's going, and then the other person's like, no.
It's not even
Yeah.
close. Yeah. they're the only ones in that reality.
Yeah.
I think we could I could relate to that at some point, but I feel like that's pretty common with like going out.
What?
Yeah.
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 Like what he was saying.
That story that's built up, like,
Yeah, like one person's definitely like, oh, they're totally into me, and the other person actually has no idea that the
Oh
other
yeah,
person's
sorry
even
guys,
there.
I took
Yeah.
a bathroom break, so I wasn't here for the
It's
whole
okay. Yeah.
conversation.
It's okay.
yeah.
Yes, 100%. You feel like you hit it off with somebody, and they completely feel the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you meet people and stuff. Do you add people to Snapchat when you meet them? Or no? Are you slow to add the Snapchat, or is that like your go-to? Like, are you more likely to give someone your phone number or add them on social media? when
Okay,
you're
so
out?
if they ask for my Instagram or my Snapchat, I automatically think they're a bitch, and I will not go on a date with them.
Okay, strong to know.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I like to be pursued, which makes dating apps super, super hard because like you both mutually have to agree that you like each other. You both have to swipe right on each other in order to like start a conversation. But if you ask for my Snapchat or my Instagram, to me, I just think you don't want anything serious, which is fine. But that's,
do you feel like that's like the new norm nowadays?
do I feel like that's the new norm? Yes. But is that my norm? No.
It's not what you're into.
That's not what I'm into. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I don't know
Got
if
it.
it's considered like old school, but ask for my phone number and then ask me out. If you don't, like it shouldn't be mutually agreed. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like where the part of the pursuing comes in. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I can see
That's
that.
just me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's funny because like my dating all took place before this stuff was like popular. Because Gabby and I've been together 5 years and a few days now.
Whoop whoop.
Anyways, yeah. So before that, I didn't have any, like, I had Facebook. Back in the day, I had MySpace. And I just didn't have any of that of like, hey, what's your Instagram? Or like, what's, you want to add me on Snapchat or something like that.
Me and my mom were talking about this the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
About my Instagram and Snapchat?
Yeah, your
Nice.
Instagram and Snapchat.
Don's was a fan.
We were talking about dating and how it's so different now compared to like when she was young and dating.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, I think social media has a huge part into play with that because like when you're talking to somebody and let's say you break up, you're constantly seeing that person's stuff. And if you're not constantly seeing it, your friends are constantly seeing it and telling you about it.
Yeah.
So there's like no real way to like move on or get over somebody.
Well, there's no way, but it makes it
10 times
significantly harder
Yeah.
too. Unless you're like completely block it, let your friends know, hey, this is the case.
Don't tell
bring
me
it
anything,
up.
yeah.
And if they do, shame on them.
Or
because that's
even when it
fucked
comes
up.
to pursuing someone, it's 10 times more difficult because like you're not the only person they're talking to. Like yes, you might be a pretty face, but there's millions of pretty faces on Instagram.
There's so many options nowadays.
Exactly. So why are they going
So
to
many filters.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
are they going to settle for one pretty face when they could possibly find someone better looking than you, cuz
Yeah.
not to be shallow, but you do have to be physically attracted to somebody in order to want to pursue something with someone.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
looks aren't everything 100%, but they do matter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some more than others.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
I didn't go for Darren for his looks. Okay, that was a
She-
joke.
she went-
I was just about
you
to
guys
I
are,
was
it's
just
very quiet in
Getting
the
awfully
room.
cold
I
down
was
here.
just
Oh
about
my
to say,
God.
this is no offense to Brad because Brad, you're adorable, but Gabby, you got the best looking brother, so
He's very
shush.
hot. He's
she
very
went
hot.
she went for me for my vascularity. She could see me in the
Yes,
kitchen with all
absolutely.
the veins out, and
Yeah.
she's like,
I was like, I gotta
gotta see
bang
them all.
that out
Veins.
I
real
want to see them
quick.
all.
Yeah.
I want to see all the veins.
Every vein.
All the veins. My thing with talking to people. So when I lived in New York, that was kind of the thing of like, I just assume we're not the only people. You know what I mean? Like, you're probably dating other people. You're probably seeing other people, whatever it is, because people don't really get serious there till like mid-30s. Like once their career's like solid, then they're like, okay, I'm gonna get married. But before that, like, you're just so busy and it's like really hit and miss, and like you don't have the time to like do all this stuff, or people aren't willing to like devote the time to a relationship because, and then there's just so many fucking people,
That's
and like
Same
it's
thing.
just a
yeah.
thing. So in that situation, like, I don't know. I like for me, it was never really an issue. Like I'd always just look at like I know what I like. I'm a confident person, but also like I know what I bring to the table, and like if it's not your thing, then like
What a great way to look at it.
You're just kind of an
Even
idiot.
nowadays.
yeah. But that's what I mean. It would be the
Great way to
same
look
like
at
in
it.
Southeast Michigan now with social media.
Yeah.
I would look at like, yeah, there's probably a guy. There's definitely people that are like more fit than I am, or more like muscular than I am, or there's guys that are better looking than me, or whatever it is. But like for me, like in the person interaction, like I'm a really good time. I think I'm pretty funny and entertaining, and like I'm like there's a lot of stuff that I bring to the table. And the reality is like if that's not your shit, like then it's not your shit.
But that's when the being honest and like coming forward and being like, hey, you're great, but it's just not going to work out.
But I think, like, for me at least, like, I could just read that it's not your shit. Not that it ever really came up, because I think it's everybody's shit. But, like, if it were to come up, I think you'd just be able to read, like, this is really, like, they're just not feeling it. Like, and there's people that I have met that, like, they're just not feeling it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just, like, you're into it. I'm hitting jokes and, like, whatever it is. And they're, like, looking at their phone. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, we're out. Like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know? Social media-wise, though, I think it's, like, weird because you get this whole perception of the other person before you actually interact with them. Or
Absolutely.
even if you only interact with them like a couple times, you've probably spent more time. I find people spend more time looking at their social media than they've spent with them, and then you have this whole thing that you're like sold on.
Yes.
Like that's like the brochure for this human being. You know what I mean? Like it's a car. And
it's
like,
your 30-second trailer into
Yeah.
their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's like an hour and a half because
Right.
you're like scrolling
Yeah.
back through Instagram.
You're
try-
watching every story.
Yeah, you're on
yeah.
Facebook.
where
Like
they're
who
at,
did they
who they're
date before?
with.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing your research like Gabby did on that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's way easier.
Yeah.
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 So maybe that's where the unsolicited dick pic comes in. Is like you've already seen 150 photos of me with my
Yeah.
shirt off.
Is it really that unsolicited?
Here's the rest.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Is there?
You went through all my private life,
Yeah.
even though it's on like public record.
Yeah, social media is crazy.
Yeah.
I hope that there's some kind of change. at least within the short future, because I don't know. Like, I feel bad, like, watching people go through, like, your experience, for instance. Like, I cannot imagine being in the space that you're in.
Yeah.
And, like, all the difficulties and different, like, you know, routes you have to go about. And, like, there's so many new things that are, like, coming up all the time that it's hard to, like, constantly keep up with. And then I always feel like you will have to, like, put yourself out there, or like make yourself look better, and like try and sell this person on, like, oh yeah, I'm better than Susie, blah blah blah, like, you know, not the Susie we're talking about, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's really hard.
So just in like the takeaway from it is, like, you are in, if you're like out at a bar, a guy's confident enough to come up to you, like buy you a drink, ask for your phone number, ask you out, that's going to be way better than like hitting you up on some app or like
100%.
randomly. Yeah,
just banking on like, I'm the shit, and here's my dick.
The other weekend.
Maybe that later, but
yeah.
Like,
space out like that, those two sentences a little bit, but a little more like in the body paragraph.
It's the gist of it.
Yeah.
No, like, for example, the other weekend when we all went out, there wasn't a lot of cute guys at the bar, but there was this one cute guy. He ended up coming up to Gabby and I, talking to us, buying us a drink, and just for buying us a drink, he didn't even need to continue to talk to us. Like, he expected us after we bought a drink for us to like walk away and leave.
And we stuck around.
And we stuck around.
And gave him money. We were like, here, take the money. And obviously, he didn't accept it.
It's like the chivalry of it. Like, that's what's attractive, you know?
Yeah.
Confidence is super, super attractive. Not confidence on social media, because you can put whatever the hell you want on social media.
Everyone can be confident behind their monitor.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But in person, I think a lot of females want that. And if we don't get that.
But there is a difference between cockiness and confidence. If you're cocky, if you think your shit doesn't stink, fuck off. I don't care if your shit actually doesn't stink. Don't act like it, though, you know? I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't know how to, like, articulate it. I want someone that's, like, respectable.
Yeah.
And is, like, very confident in themselves.
Yeah.
But doesn't come off super cocky and, like,
demeaning. Confidence is like a indicator. Like, real confidence is an indicator of, like, a high level of self-worth.
Yeah.
Cockiness is usually like a shell or a defense mechanism. It's like an aggressive defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to keep all of you below me.
Yeah.
So that way you look at me a specific way, and like maybe odds are they don't feel that way about themselves. So the cockiness is like it's kind of like an offense that acts as like a defense mechanism to keep people kind of.
He's telling everyone that he's confident so he can feel confident because he doesn't feel confident.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and
that's
I think as like females, we really need to be like educated on that, and we can see it, especially when we interact with it. I hope that like us females can like really see it for what it is and not buy into the, you know, whatever persona he's trying to put out there.
Yeah.
Some people are, you know,
or
like,
give him a challenge.
Yeah.
By being like mysterious or something, and then you might get the random chick who's like, "Fuck it, I'm in."
Yeah. Be like, "Hey, can I choke you?" No. But
here's the thing: I went through all your yearbooks.
Yeah, I found your yearbook.
I went 9 years back. Baby.
I went 9 years back, mother trucker.
Who was Lindsay? I don't know, Lindsay. You dated her in 8th grade. Now you're lying about it?
I saw the photo.
I saw it. What is she doing now? Do you still talk to her? Are you friends with her on
she
Facebook?
kissed you on the cheek, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went to homecoming in 8th grade with her, didn't you?
Yeah.
Tell me the truth.
Tell me the truth.
Let me see the receipt.
Yeah, that's funny. So then, so in terms of like going out, that's just to help. Our audience is mostly male. It's going to pretty much be all male, I would imagine.
Yeah.
There's probably some girls. If you're
Okay, so
females.
if you're a single guy, stop posting fish photos and kissy faces.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
and
I
have-
If you want a chance with Hannah, at least, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm
We'll put
obviously
her.
the shit
put her
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
and then if you're out and you see someone attractive, don't be a cocky asshole, but have the confidence to go up and talk to them.
Go up and
Yeah.
talk to him. Ask him if you can buy him a drink. It doesn't, and don't assume that there's going to be a conversation to follow. You know, and if there is, that means that's a plus sign for you. You know, but just don't assume it. If you find a girl attractive and you want to buy her a drink, just go into it expecting that that's all you're going to do.
And try not to get social media. Try to get their phone number, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And if they're not into it, then they're not into it.
Yeah.
My
And
my
walk
transition into being sober and going out was funny because I used to just buy people drinks all the time. That was like my shit. Even like guys and stuff. Even now when we would go out before I'm kind of broke now, but before I'd like just buy people drinks and stuff like that. It's just I like people having a good time, and I really like drunk
It's a
people.
nice ice-breaking gesture type thing, whatever.
Yeah, and even if
I
I'm
feel
out,
like
even if I'm out with my
You're
friends,
right.
like
Yeah.
I like people to get like drunk, and I like drunk people. I think they're fun. I think people like can be a little boring, but if you gas them up a bit,
Yeah.
like I'm more likely
I
to have a
remember
good
us
time.
talking about that, where you basically live vicariously through these people
Well, they're-
in a way, and then you're like, I'm just building my own set so I can watch my own reality
Yeah,
TV show.
and
Yeah.
I just like I like chaos, and I like having like a really good time and really high energy and all that. And odds are like I'm more likely to have that if everyone around me is like pretty drunk. I've
Yeah.
just learned that over time. I used to think that I had to be drunk, but I don't. Like, but it definitely helps everybody around me is drunk. But when I got sober, buying people drinks that I didn't know, women specifically, took a turn. It was
Oh, yeah.
not successful.
No?
No, it has a real rapey vibe when you're like,
Yeah,
hey,
could you imagine a sober guy coming up to you like, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?"
hey, you want a shot? And they're like,
Yeah, what's your
let,
shot?
let's do a shot of tequila. And then you're like, can I get a shot of tequila, please? And they're like, are you
Just
doing a
one?
shot? And you're like, no, I don't drink. And they're like, oh, okay.
What
Like,
just happened?
They're
Yeah.
literally like this thing.
Yeah, they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I literally, like, once I got sober, like, going out, I just stopped buying people drinks. Because then, like, every time that would just lead to the conversation of, like, you don't drink? And then I'm like, no. Instantly, like, I'm probably done. I'm probably dead in the water.
You're a red flag.
Yeah. How
See,
many-
you want to know what you should have done? In that,
What? Yeah,
since
go
you're,
for it.
Since you're sober, so
Yeah.
let's go back in time. You're
Yep.
sober.
Yep.
It's before you ever met Gabby. You're
Yep.
single.
Yep.
Since you are sober, you should have gone into like a coffee shop, and if you saw a pretty girl, you walk up. Like, let's say you're behind her in line,
Yeah.
and she's ordering.
I like that idea.
Smack,
You walk-
smack her ass.
Close.
My ass like a drum.
Close.
And then just see
Close.
the reaction, and then just be prepared like he did it.
No,
or
smack
whatever.
her ass. Then she turns around and be like, I don't drink.
No, like if you walked up behind her right after she got done, like giving her order, and it was time for her to pay,
Yeah.
and you paid for her coffee,
Yeah.
I'd instantly give you my phone number.
Okay. I'll have to try that out. I mean, I
Well,
should have tried
no,
that out.
you're not
Wait,
gonna
Yeah.
try that.
What?
You're not
Yeah.
gonna try that out.
This is so awkward now.
Hey,
Are we
Mr.
recording this?
Harrison.
So what I found to work is going dancing. One, even when I used to drink, like going dancing was probably my most successful like social outing in terms of making new friends. But like, cause I'm out on the dance floor, so it's not like we're sitting at the bar.
Right.
So like I'm out on the dance floor, and the fact that like I'm not going to get a drink or whatever is just because like I want to keep dancing. So then like if they want a drink, they're gonna leave to go get a drink, and then like I would be like, oh, I'm gonna go get a drink, and then if I got like a Red Bull or something, I'd be like, well, I have to drive home.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And then the next time me and that person would go to the bar, like if then we kept dancing for that whole drink, then the next time we went to the bar, I would buy them a drink, and it wouldn't be weird. Like that was kind of the demographic that I worked out. But for the most part, like I would just dance pretty much the whole time I was there, and then meet people dancing,
Oh my
and then
God.
talk to them on the dance floor, and then be like, so you want to get out of here?
you want to go back to my place? I have
Yeah.
a hook hanging from my ceiling.
I can show you the
No,
hook.
now that I'm
You want to smell the hook?
now that I'm thinking of it, that's exactly what that kid did.
Yeah.
Remember, he got himself a water and he goes, "I'm the DD."
Yeah.
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 And we continued to stay and talk to him.
Yep.
Smooth.
Nice.
He's probably a rapist.
Maybe
Oh
we need maybe we need to get his digits, Hannah.
I know.
Oh shit.
He might have had a little bit of a rapey vibe, but yeah, that was what I found worked.
That would work too.
So like going to a regular bar where everybody's like, because I used to like to go hang out at like real shithole bars, no windows, all professionals, everyone's in there to get the job done.
You like dive bars.
Yeah, I like serious drinkers. So
Like serious.
you know, like
drinkers.
MPO of drinking. But when I would go to like bars like that, like my chances of like picking people up were like really random because I'm funny. So like if I'm there with people, like my ability to like talk to other people and then like strike up a conversation and do all that, it might work, but it's just like so random and so hit and miss. And like in other places, like my ability to like just sit at a bar, meet someone and like get a phone number or something was much higher than Michigan, even when I drank. Like just being in Southeast Michigan, like going to Renshaw's. I used to go to Renshaw's and like sit there and like bullshit around and stuff and like get people's phone number stuff. It's a little difficult if I'm not there with like a big group of people. Like if I'm there with one of my friends and we're sitting at the bar and then I start talking to somebody, it's like I don't know you, and it's kind of like shut off. Even if I was like buying him drinks, like before I quit drinking, like even if I was buying him drinks stuff, it's like a little bit goofy. Where I always felt like if I was out dancing or if there were like pool and darts, like Renshaw at least has like darts and stuff like that. Like and there's an activity, it's better. But like just sitting at a bar and then being like, hey, blah blah blah. Like unless they were a group of friends and there was a guy there, like if there was a guy and two girls, like that would be a sweet demographic because I could like bullshit with the guy and then like start joking with the girls and then be like, figure out like who's together and then what's, you know what I mean, like do that. But in terms of like, I'm sitting at the bar with one of my guy friends and there's like 3 girls there and being like, hey, you lady, like,
you guys want a drink?
It would work.
I'm drinking water.
It would work. It would work a little bit, but not very much.
Tonic
you
with
know,
lime.
yeah,
Tonic with lime.
yeah,
Classic.
Right.
clutch. So, yeah, what else?
I don't know. I mean, this has been why I wasn't sure which way. I know you two were nervous, but it's really like
I feel
No,
like
open
this thing's
discussion.
so natural.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like
I
it's,
told you
it
not to worry
literally
about
is
it.
just talking because like
Yeah.
we wanted it to be like disc golf related. Like that's kind of the number one, but it's very loose. Like we talked about a lot of not disc golf things today, and that's pretty much how it is because it's
Switching
like
it up.
there's like the other disc golf podcasts. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but like I just don't like. I've listened to a bunch of them, and it's like one and done. Like I just kind of get burnt out, or
Yeah.
like more free flowing, whatever. So then like Joe Rogan, like it's kind
Which
of the
I
same.
listen. I listened to his podcast.
Yeah, which is
today.
great too, because
Yeah.
it's like I like the long form, so there's a lot. It's kind of like reading a book, listening to a book, whatever. So you have all this, so you don't have to sit and listen to it all at once. But then it just seems so natural because it's not like, we got to like stay between the lines. Like
Right.
to some relativity, you have to, but like venturing off into these odd other little things, you kind of get to know the people more because you're reaching outside of like, well, you have a PhD in like astrophysics, or you're writing this crazy book on these drugs and all this whatever, that you also get to see like kind of where they came from, kind of like why that's the becoming part of like kind of like a rough sketch of what you two are, where you're coming from and whatever. So like
Right.
like we wanted to have guests. We've had some people who've wanted on.
Yes.
They've yet to be on. You are
You
wanting to
guys-
start a podcast.
You guys settled with us.
Yeah.
No. We held out for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
On
we
his
waited till
43rd.
marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I finally did it. I finally waited till marriage for
did
something.
it.
But then like it was perfect opportunity because you were wanting to start a podcast. So then like just kind of breaking that weird thing. Like
Yeah.
when we first did it, I don't know, like I feel like you had the same feeling of like, I'm not really sure, other than like, well, we're just going to start with kind of where we were at. And
Yeah.
I was like segments, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually it's like, we're just going to talk.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like a little more formal because it's like recorded or whatever. And, or we might repeat ourselves. So like, this has been a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah.
even though it's like less disc golf than normal, but
Yeah.
like there's disc golf in there, and even just having like, it's the joking, like, dude, what's going to like get the chicks? Like if you're a disc golfer and you're an 8 out of 10, the joke is disc golfer automatically means like 1 point or 2 down.
Yes.
But like when we meet a girl who's a disc golfer or like is interested, she gets bumped up 1 or 2 or
Right.
more depending on whatever.
It's
so
the
it's
double
like
standard.
seeing your take on it and maybe giving the random people hope of like, dude, we can do it. Like there's a chance.
Someone could
like,
do
oh,
it.
Yeah.
Where's the camera?
Camera's right there.
Okay, so if you're single and you like Darren right here, and you want to date
Everybody
me,
does.
and you want to
Yeah.
date me, you get to be best friends with this guy right here.
Lucky
That's-
you.
We're not selling me. We're not
We're
selling
not
me.
selling me.
I am not a package deal. I'm slow to make friends.
Yeah.
I'm friendly. I'm
If you want to go with
friendly.
Hannah, you got to go with Darren.
Yeah.
Same time.
You got
Yeah.
and Boogie.
Darren
Boogie.
has this great analogy.
Yeah.
Like our life, or you as an individual, you have a nightclub.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? You have the nightclub. You get to allow the people into your nightclub. Now you have the VIP section, and you have the bar, X, Y, and Z. And so at that point, you get. How would you like
You're the
close it
bouncer.
off at?
Yeah, you're the
You're
bouncer.
the bouncer. of
You're
your
the bouncer,
nightclub.
owner, whatever.
You create
what
the
I was
energy in
missing.
your club,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
then you allow the people in, and you choose like who adds to that energy, who takes away from it, who's in, who's out,
Yep.
what your criteria is to let people in.
Yep.
And I have a really big club, and I let a lot of people in.
You do.
But the VIP area is very small, and there's a
Very small.
lot of regulation to get in there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. But when
being a
you're
good-
in, you're in.
being
You're
a-
And
in.
it's awesome.
If you
You're
like,
a VIP forever.
yeah, and if you like to like
Well, not
drink
anymore.
and then
One
you know,
specific person.
dance in your underwear, probably easy to get in. You
Yeah.
probably get in the VIP pretty easily.
You like
Yeah,
to
like
twerk?
automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like within seconds.
If you like to do twerking demonstrations, it helps. It helps.
This is not who
It
you are.
helps. It is what it is.
Well, we really appreciate you guys having us
Yeah,
on the podcast.
thanks
We
for
appreciate
having
you
us.
two
We had a
being
lot of
on the
fun.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We think that you guys were fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Phenomenal.
So
Tremendous.
I just want to go through 2 things, and then you will be done.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys can be a little bit of the disc golf thing.
Okay.
All right. Are you in?
We're
Yeah.
in.
Okay. So have you ever watched disc golf? Have you ever been here when I watch disc golf?
No.
No, you haven't.
No.
I'm usually shunned into
I've been here when you turned on the podcast after you guys recorded to watch it.
Yes, that's true.
It didn't last very long because Gabby wanted to go in the bedroom and talk, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, usually. So when it comes time that like I'm done with the night and then they're still not done with the night, like then I'll go watch disc golf in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. But anyways, this week podcast, disc golf was on ESPN 2 at 8 o'clock at night, which is a big deal because disc golf has only had live coverage. It's not really live coverage, but they take the live coverage and they edit it down to like an hour. In this case, it was 2 hours. And then they actually show it on ESPN and all this other stuff, which is a huge deal.
Right.
Because like disc golf fights to be like a legitimate sport because people view it as like stoners. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like your thing of like, oh, it's a bunch of potheads out there like throwing frisbees around.
That's what I thought before I met you, just so you know.
Yeah. I don't smoke weed, but I play a lot of disc golf.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I smoke disc golf.
I smoke a lot of disc golf. But so this week is only the second time that it's been on ESPN. Last time they did it last year one time, but it was during COVID, so there was like no sports going on. Like disc golf was one of the only sports in the country that was actually like taking place because it's outdoors, it's a wide open space, no one has to be close to each other. So it made it on ESPN last year. They did the Dynamic Disc Open, and they narrowed it down to like I think it was an hour long. And they put it on, and it was like super exciting that it was on ESPN. But it was also like nothing else going on. It was at like a Saturday afternoon
I'm
or
bored.
something.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So this time they put it on. ESPN signed a multi event contract with the Disc Golf Pro Tour. So it's going to be on ESPN a few times this year. And this was the first one that they put on, and they put it on at 8 o'clock at night, even though it was a Monday. It was still sweet because it's 8 o'clock at
Still a
night.
big deal.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like super pumped. And Gabby gets in there because I always talked to her about like the future of disc golf and like how excited I get. And Zach knows, he shares it. But yeah, it was a sweet deal for the disc golf community, for the people that have been a part of it for any period of time or that actually care about it, to be able to like watch ESPN 2 at like 8 o'clock at night and have it on. And one of the funny things about it is like everybody in my life knows what a big part of my life disc golf is. And I assume like any real serious disc golfer has the same thing. But it was really cool to have like people reach out to me and be like, hey, I'm watching this on ESPN, and then ask me questions about it. And it happened last time and it happened this time. And it was cool to be like, yeah, this is the thing. And this is what's going on. And this is what they're doing. But I was just really excited to be able to watch it on ESPN
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock at night. I was like super pumped. Gabby went in the room. I was just sitting on the couch by myself, like so
Crying.
weird. But I'm like, I wasn't crying.
Crying.
But I'm
One
like,
tear
I'm
comes
all in my
down. Are you
feels, and I
okay,
was like,
honey?
dude, this is amazing.
So
you know?
excited.
But it was funny because my brother hit me up and he was like, so rollers are like a big part of the game, huh? And I was like, no, not really. I was like, it depends on the course and it depends on how long the holes are and all that stuff. I'm like, they're playing on a ball golf course, so the grass is all really short.
So it sets up for it big time.
It's conducive because long grass slows them down faster. I'm like, it's also wide open, so you're not trying to cut like a little narrow like pathway. And then the holes are really long, and you can throw a roller farther than you can throw an air shot and whatever. Like it just kind of lines up that way. I was like, but there's plenty of courses where like there'll be no rollers, like for the whole tournament. Even if they play a tournament on 2 courses and it's 3 rounds or 5 rounds or
What's
whatever
a
it is.
roller?
So you throw the disc.
and then it rolls to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of it just being in the air the whole time and then hitting and landing,
Okay.
you purposely throw it so that way it comes over, it gets on its side, and then just rolls.
So
Yeah.
it goes farther towards the
Basket.
basket.
Yeah, it can go farther than you could possibly throw it in the air.
Okay.
It's less controllable
Yeah.
of where it's going. So that's why in these wide open golf like courses or whatever that are very long, the margin for error is pretty low. So you basically have to hit like the first initial line so the disc falls onto the angle you want it to roll, and then just enough power, and then you're just trying to get as much distance as you can.
Okay.
Because sometimes it'll hit and roll, and then like as it's rolling, it'll turn, and then sometimes it'll actually like turn back. So like the farthest the disc traveled was up there, but where it actually stopped rolling is like 75 feet back from
Okay.
that point. And then sometimes they'll just roll off to the side. So if you're playing a course that has like a bunch of OB, or if there's like woods all on the right side or woods all on the left side, or like a river or something like that, you don't really want to throw a roller, because if it for some reason like goes off course, it's going to go out of bounds or like into the woods or whatever. So you can throw an air shot, which is more controllable, which will then land like in a more predictable area.
And if it goes off course, you have to go in the woods and get it.
You have to play it from where it is.
Yep.
Yep.
Right.
So every shot,
Oh my god.
wherever the disc comes to rest, you have to play it from there.
Okay.
So if it goes out of bounds, then you play it from where it went out of bounds.
Okay.
If it goes in the water, you play it from where it went in the water and all that. So if like,
So it's like normal golf, kind of.
It's like ball golf.
Ball golf.
Yes, but with frisbees.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're not hitting it. You're just throwing it.
Okay.
Yep. So rollers on a lot of courses, if it's super tight, sometimes the roller's the only shot because the airspace is so limited. So if there's like a branch that's like really low of where you have to throw, you can't get enough power to have it fly a long ways because it's so low. You can't get it up in the air.
Because then it'll hit the branch.
It'll hit the branch. So
Okay.
then sometimes, like, even though it's kind of tight and like there's not a lot of room for air, your only shot's a roller because you can't throw it up in the air.
Okay.
So then you'll throw a roller in that situation. But I thought it was funny because Brad was like, rollers are a big deal. And I was like, yeah, on these courses they are.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if they're going to show it, but on one of these holes, one of the days, like Eagle threw like a 750-foot roller.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, one of the days on that hole, if we're thinking the same, he went OB long on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he had one on 18 that was like super fucking dumb too.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then I'm trying to think of what the other questions were. Oh, my brother asked me why they could throw off next to the tee pad. And I was like, oh, because they're kind of slippery. They're kind of slippery because it had rained and they're turf. They're like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so when it rained, they got slippery, so they allowed them to throw off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to think what the other questions were that I got. I don't know, but then it came down to, like, how much did they win? And I was like, well, they don't really win that much. Like, even if you win a huge tournament, like when you won Worlds, the guy won $16,000. I was like, but the top people make really good money. I was like, top guy.
Because they're sponsored, right?
Yes, because of
Yeah.
their sponsors. So I was
Yeah.
like, top guy, and I told him, I was like, Paul got like $1 million for 4 years. And then after the first year of the contract, they reworked a new contract where he got $10 million for 10 years. I'm like, but the $1 million for 4 years in the first year of that contract, he made like $500,000 because of merchandising and royalties and whatever. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and he's like the guy.
he's the,
Like,
but I said, he's the
Yeah.
only one in that bracket.
Yep.
I was like, but there's probably like 10 guys at the top that make like six figures from their sponsors and stuff like that. I was like, and then it drops off dramatically. A lot of these people are like hoping to cash at this tournament so that way they can like play a whole season
Yep.
on the road. Or they come for money. This is just what they do. And then I was like, the top woman, just to put it in perspective, I was like, top woman made more money last year than the top 2 women combined in the WNBA. I was like, she's
Damn.
legit. I was like, she's legit. I'm like, but then after that, it kind of drops off. And on the ladies' side, you get weird stuff in terms of like sex appeal. Because you'd have like, I'm not going to use names, but you have like a specific player who's like pretty good, but she's sponsored by fucking everything because she's beautiful.
Right.
So she's like on fucking ads and she's on TV coverage and she's all this because she's like an attractive person.
Right.
Where there's plenty of people that are like better disc golfers who don't get those opportunities because they're just not as attractive.
Yeah.
Right.
On the guys,
Conventionally.
Conventionally attractive.
Yeah.
on the guys' side, they're all just really attractive, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe
Basically.
it.
I believe it.
Basically. But yeah, but it was cool to get to watch it. It was like super cool to get to watch it.
That's
Yeah, it's
exciting.
wild.
Yeah. And then this week I watched the Preserve, which was epic. The
I
last
haven't seen any of the Preserve yet.
So the last round, it starts off, there's like a 1-stroke difference, but the last card is Matty O is in 4th. He's back a few strokes, and then it's Paul, Ricky, and Eagle.
Yeah.
And then after 9 holes, they're all fucking tied, basically.
Amazing.
So you have the top 3 guys
my
and Matty O, like just battling out, doing all this stuff, doing whatever. And Ricky ends up winning it
Yeah.
by like smashing 2 stupid fucking putts on the last 2 holes to win.
Yeah.
And it was just great to see. Like,
Did
how
he
excited
raptor them
was.
both in?
Yeah.
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 Perfect.
It was sweet to get them.
Are they as exciting as the were not Memorial, the one like the debut of the Raptor legs, basically? Okay.
No, they weren't that exciting.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was cool. And I figured out watching the Preserve for the first time ever, I enjoy live coverage more than I enjoy post-production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much better now.
Yeah. I
So much better.
never thought that would be the case. But
Yeah.
watching it today, I was just like, my energy level watching it was more of like collecting data of like what happened, how did it go, how did it play out. Like I was like just kind of gathering that. Where like when I watch live coverage now, which I've done a couple times, like I'm super excited.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like watching it and I'm like super fucking pumped up. Gabby knows I'm yelling at the TV.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
So Gabby's here. I'm watching D-Glow on the TV, and I'm just yelling at the TV. She's in the living room, and she's like, "Okay, we get it." 'Cause I was yelling at the commentary because Elaine King kept saying that it's a blind shot, and I was like,
Yeah.
"It's not blind, Elaine. You can see the fucking basket." And then she'd like say something super obvious, and I was like, "Great insight, Elaine. Really nice.
Yeah.
We get it, Karen.
You're really
Yeah.
contributing."
Gabby's like,
Nailed
"Dee,
it.
they can't hear you."
Yeah.
Inside voices.
Yeah.
We got
they
kitties.
they can hear me.
It's
They know.
amazing.
They know.
I want to come over and watch a live event. Have it be like the Sunday football, the Super Bowl, whatever. But
Yes.
it's disc golf.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that for one of them because we have one a week now coming up, right?
Yeah,
So
something like that.
This week is what, Jonesboro?
No, this week is Ledgestone.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's Ledgestone.
Yeah, because I'm probably in, but
Yeah. So maybe you'll get in on Thursday when they tee off. So maybe we'll get a day and get people over and watch it.
yeah,
I think that'd be super fun.
Sweet. Yeah. What's up?
I'm reading the comments.
Nice. There's like 4.
It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta start
It's fine.
somewhere.
It's fun either way.
Someone's disappointed that they couldn't watch, but they're looking forward to the upload.
He had to work.
That's true.
He had to work, so he couldn't watch the podcast.
These things happen.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
So what length do you think you're gonna end up with now that you've done this and we're like 2 hours and some change into this? What kind of length?
We're
do you
almost
think?
2.5 hours in.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I wanted to start the podcast with Boogie, so I'm hoping that this has changed.
This has definitely changed my mind.
I'm hoping
I'm totally
You're welcome.
in.
You're
Thank
welcome.
I
you,
am
Dee.
totally in now.
I'm hoping this has changed her mind and she'll want to do it with me
I'll
because
do it with you.
I've tried recording by myself and there's just these long awkward pauses and I'm like, it's like once I start recording, my mind goes blank and I don't know what to say. So that's why I think it's really cool to have other people because you bounce off of each other.
Yeah.
So good. I'm glad this
in.
has changed your
Yeah.
mind.
It'll
totally
make
in.
it less awkward, less
Yeah.
nerve-wracking. You have someone there for like kind of a safety net type
Yeah.
deal.
It's also a lot of fun. Like
Yeah.
Zach and I doing it has just been like so much fun in terms of like with the wedding and everything. We shut it all down, and then I remember like we were gonna do it again.
Yeah.
After the wedding for the first time, and I remember being
Yeah.
here like getting as much set up as I could like the day before, and I was so fucking excited. I was like, oh dude.
Cleaning up the basement. It was super cute.
I was like,
He's
we're gonna.
getting this stage
Hilarious.
set.
I was like, we're gonna do it.
I think I even asked you, I was like, dude, are we ever going to podcast again? And you're like, dude, I did everything for it.
Yeah,
Like
I was
everything.
I have the bin together for podcast stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember just thinking like, yeah, we just get to sit down and do this, and it's so much fun and like whatever. And then when we actually like sat down to do it, I was like, fuck yeah, it's so cool. Like,
Yeah.
just the idea of like sitting down and like this time is like everything else stops, and you're just here to do this, and it's like. It's just really good because you never know where it's going to take you, and you never know like what's going to happen and how it's
Right.
going to go. We've had plenty of times when it's like we have this tournament, we both watched coverage, we both did this, we both did that, and like all right, this in my mind I'm thinking like this is probably how this is going to go, and then like something happened, either online or in his life or in my life or whatever, or we get on a tangent of like something that happened in the past, and then that takes over like most of what's going on, and then we just don't get to like probably what we actually thought we were going to talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But hopefully eventually we'll like have more of an audience where it's just appealing. Cause like a good gauge of it actually was my sisters like couldn't give a shit less about like they're as interested in disc golf as you two are basically. And my one sister came, like she reached out to me and she was like, hey, I listened to your first podcast or whatever it was. And it's like, I love it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's sweet. It's like, you guys keep it entertaining. It's not just like getting railroaded into like one category. And as soon as you're off, it's like, dude, what's going on? She was like, this is a lot of fun and whatever. It's like, I feel like that's a great gauge of basically an audience because of someone who's like not a part of it can at least be entertained by it and whatever. So it's like, it's a lot of fun. And like going back and doing it, like even today I was like driving to go get the stuff because I need to get another arm. I needed to get another mic, other stuff so we can like all be set up. And like I was a little nervous at some point because I kind of got like, what are we going to talk about? And I was like, dude, it's going to be fine. Whatever. And then I was just like excited to just do it. Like
I wasn't nervous until I actually got here.
Yeah.
And Dee was like, what did you say upstairs?
Do you need a glass of wine?
Well, you were like, I'm going to pour us a glass of wine. That way we're not nervous. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I wasn't nervous at all. But then Dee was like, okay, we're going to ask you guys some serious questions. And then that's when I got nervous. I was like, well, what are you asking us?
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
Right.
you didn't
Darren
give me
just
time
fucking
to
with you.
prepare.
Yeah. Darren made you nervous on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I
have
was
that-
super excited.
I have that effect on women
Oh my god.
that I'm about to podcast with.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was something else, but I forgot it now.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we
Oh.
will be back.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
guys like us and you want us
Yeah,
back,
leave a
Let us
comment.
know.
drop a comment.
Like, smash that like and
No,
subscribe
I
and leave a
swear
comment.
to God, you better knock that shit
No.
off. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Oh my
So
God.
the one thing that I was gonna do, I posted it today, but it was last minute. Is I'm gonna start putting it in Southeast Michigan, the group, and then be like, hey, if you have topics you want to talk about, whatever, and then just encourage people to like chime in because I think
Yeah.
it would be good. All the keyboard warrioring, which I am not a fan of, and trolling, like I think it would be good to have like a forum once a week to like squash it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it would be a thing of like, all right, you're a douche all week. Then be like, sweet, bro. Like, podcast is at 6:00 on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Come on in. Like,
yeah.
we can live discuss it, whatever. And then you can see video. We have audio and have people like chime in and be like, yeah, what the fuck is going on or whatever. I think that would be like a really cool, and we can at least do like a segment of it. I don't want to devote the entire podcast.
Yeah, kind of like a questions.
Yeah.
Like a questions.
Yeah, like
segment.
a live forum kind of like what's going on.
That's what H3 does.
In this.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what like the podcast live thing here is. Like, I know that Gabby can see it, but like when everyone's there, that's where everyone should go to interact. And then like once everything's done, really I should just be clearing the history so it's all like fresh and stuff. But that's kind of what I want that for. So maybe
I think that would be sweet.
Yeah.
Like this week, I like it. I like the way that it is. I like how it works. And then this week, specifically with all the shit that happened with our event and all that, I was just thinking like, well, it'd be cool. Like, instead of just leaving it all angsty and everybody being all juiced up, to then like have a thing of be like, okay, cool. On Wednesday, we can like just talk this all out, and then have like clear communication with the group and with the community of like, well, what do you think? Well, what do you got going on? You know, whatever it is. And obviously, if you write really shitty stuff, like, I'm just not going to talk about it.
Yep.
Because I'm just not. This isn't a
We're
spot.
not going to entertain it.
Oh, and then the other really cool thing that I thought of too was like with Discord. I'm not specifically sure how Facebook works with this, but at least in Discord, you could have people actually come, like, they're encouraged to join the podcast voice chat. So like, we're recording on like a separate software, but in here we're also streaming to this. But in this here, and Gabby can see, like, other people can join that voice chat. So it's basically a phone call that you can join. I'll mute everybody, but like if someone has something to say, like they can talk and you can hear them like you're hearing us basically.
Right?
Have you heard of the H3 podcast?
Oh yeah,
okay,
totally.
They use Discord. That's where I heard it from.
Yeah. It's a super cool thing. It's just in the world of disc golf, like it's pretty new. And then like Brody's got the one, and then I was a part of that for like a little bit just to see, and it's just chaos. Like, there's so much to it. Like, you've seen like how many channels there are for our Discord or whatever. They easily have triple of whatever, just because there's just random shit.
Yeah.
Of just like introduce yourself here and like a little bit about yourself like here or something. It's like, I feel like it could just be like one thing or something. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it, but it can be super simple, whatever.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool to have more interaction. That's kind of what I wanted.
Yeah.
So
I'm on board now.
Yeah. Totally.
Cool.
I was on the sideline on the fence before. I'm on board now. I get it.
Full send.
Yeah. It's Zach's idea.
Full
It's his
send.
credit.
Whatever.
I'm not here to
Zach
take credit for it.
Fortuna.
I think it's a great idea.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, cool.
Cool.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks
a
for
lot.
having us.
Thank you
And
for
it-
Say
having
spin
us.
the kid.
Yeah. Spin the kid.
On the count of 3. 1.
No, you just do it.
We say spin the kid?
Yeah.
On
1,
the count of
said
3.
1, 2, 3.
Spin the kid.
Bye.
Bye.